Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Tinfoil Tuesday. Give me a second. I'm trying to put together something to help keep track of the bingo stuff. Bingo call sheet. You're going to have to see me put this together because I didn't do it prior to the stream, so sorry about that. Okay, so that's blank. Let me add this image. Add source. No, that's not what I want. I would like an image that I have. Add new source. Image 1. Browse. I'm just gonna there we go. Okay. So here's the bingo call sheet. This is everything that's on the bingo, apparently. MMO Addicted says, "Hey there, Hannah. Look at this." Okay, hold on, let me look. This is some QAnon news. QAnon figure Justin Austin Steinbart, who goes by the alias Baby Q, and is claimed to be the leader of QAnon, visiting from the future via time travel, just filed to act as his own attorney in a federal felony case. What could go wrong? That's fantastic. We could take a look at that during the stream. Welcome, Daddy Sume. Daddy Sume says, "Daddy has arrived. Fear not, I shall save you from stuff." Well, thank you. And then MMO Addicted with 20 bits. What could ever go wrong? Good question. That's usually a thing people say in movies and stuff. And it never goes bad for them. Okay, so let me get... add source. Add new source. Browse. Okay. This is what we'll put over the ones that have been marked off, so we roughly know. But I need to keep adding more of them. So let me add a bunch to the sides so they are ready. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm bad at talking and doing things at the same time, whether it's typing or like getting stuff like this ready. So I apologize for my dead airiness for a lot of this. Or like right now, I'm saying nothing of substance, so I don't have to think about the words that are coming out of my mouth. So I just say vacuous nonsense. Like this. If we need a cleanse, here's an infomercial parody. Okay, I'll take a look at it in a minute. I'm just getting these ready, so they're ready to go on the different things. I probably need to make this the size of the other ones, otherwise it's going to bother me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can probably add some more on the other side. By the way, everyone thank Baha, because Baha put this call sheet together. She is the one who makes this stream function. So everyone, thank Baha. Thank you, Baha. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Exhausted and need to put a plan for my thesis into words, and I'm working on a Garch model for it and looking into what other shit I should look into. I don't know what Garch means. I assume it means something, but I don't know what. Let me see what this cleanse is. Okay. Have that set up for later. It's gonna bother me if I don't have the same number of traveling things on both sides. That's unfortunate. 2 more, and then we can start. This is thrilling. This is thrilling entertainment. I can see why people like streaming so much. You get all the thrilling action of watching people do things that they should have done prior to the stream starting. Okay. That'll work. And then we'll just have these ready to come and, you know, drag over to the ones that get called. So these are all the potential bingo spaces as usual. Remember, we're doing Tinfoil Tuesday bingo. It's conspiracy bingo, and whoever gets the first bingo gets a gifted sub, or if they already have a sub active and I can't gift it to them, then I will write their name down, and when it comes due, they can let me know, and I will give them their sub, or alternatively, if they would like, I can gift it to someone of their choice, but Yeah. Whatevs. MMO addicted. It's a generalized auto-regressive condition. Heteroscedasticity. Okay, those are words I don't know. I don't know those words. Arenas 3 with 25 bits. Hi, Hannah. Were you getting electrolysis? How was it? I'm starting to get mine done, too. I had my, sort of, like, orientation with the lady, the other day. And then Friday... Is it Friday or is it Saturday? One of those days. I have it written down. I think it's Friday. Is my first actual appointment where I'm going to be, you know, in the chair. And they're going to be doing the electricity stuff. Friday. Yeah. Gotta find the page where all the people's names are. Where is it on my sheet? Let me switch to this so you can actually see me. Hello, there I am. Why can't I? There we go. Got it. Got the bingo page up and ready. So let's see what we have on deck today for Tinfoil Tuesday. We have Elizabeth April, who is the liaison ambassador to the Galactic Federation, and twist, folks, we're gonna see her talking to her wife. I stan this intergalactic ambassador gay relationship, and I love it. So we're gonna see her talking to her wife. I'm interested in this dynamic. Like, okay, we could make jokes aside, and we can stan the lesbian relationship, which I appreciate, as I'm sure Baha, my girlfriend, does too. But like, what is this relationship like? Does the wife also think that she's married to like the ambassador of humans to the Galactic Federation, or is she just like, okay, hon, whatever you say, you know what I mean? Is this gonna be they're fully in on this alien bullshit, or is it gonna be a situation where the wife is just placating Elizabeth? I'm very curious. Did I see your message in Twitter? I did not. I did not. We have this guy talking about the alien agenda. Why are there increased alien sightings? So we'll find that out, I guess. We have, oh boy, do you guys remember Steve Pennington? He's a flat earther that we've covered briefly before. I haven't covered him in a few months, and boy have things gone off the rails. He's doing a puppet show. And it's the scariest puppet show in the history of puppet shows. This is horrifying, and I do not like it, but we're gonna have to deal with this, okay? Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. Goobin? I'm not sure what that means. Look at these puppets, guys. Guys. Look at these horrifying puppets that he's put together. I gotta get a shot where they're looking at the camera because it's so much scarier.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
You don't get caught!
Look at that puppet! Look at that puppet! Dudes spanking dudes with 10 bits. Remember, no linking to vids for Tinfoil Tuesday. If you have any vids, do it other days or at the end of the stream. Yeah. Otherwise, you could cheat at the bingo. So, get ready for this horrifying puppet thing. We have shocking satanic ingredients of Bill Gates' vaccine will leave you scarred and shaken for life. So we have a crazy anti-vax person. We have Nathan Thompson at it again. He's at another church. He is at another church bothering people about flat earth, so that'll be fun. I'd rather we waste churchgoers' time than harass NASA employees, to be honest. And then we have a call for an uprising, talking about how he believes in witches. Dr. Gamble with 10 bits. Is this the new puppets for Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared? I think they're a little too scary for Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. And then we got this QAnon crazy person, so we'll talk about that. And then someone sent this article about this QAnon person being trouble for using synthetic penis? Whatever that means. I'm sure all those words mean something when you put them next to each other in a sentence. But I'm not sure what it means. Are we gonna do a poll? Nah, we're just gonna meander. We're just gonna do whatever, I think.
There's nothing funny
Dude spanking dudes with 10 bits. Also some news about Josh Fierstein. He's opening a church and it'll be open to come in person during COVID. Oh, boy. He should really watch out with that. He is in a high-risk group. Last time I checked, he's still quite overweight. Which I can relate to. Which is why I wouldn't go to big gatherings like that. So let's see. Where's the bingo call sheet? Just so I have it ready. Oopsie. I'm just trying to move it up in the order. You guys probably don't use Streamlabs. Basically, all the different scenes. They're called scenes. Like this is a scene. This is a scene. Basically, any different, thing we have, they're called scenes, and I had to move it up on the list so I can get to the bingo call sheet easily. So, let's see what's on my sheet. Chat, Baja, or super supportive is the free space. Forced sterilization, population control, Hannah mentions cheese, hot pockets, someone doesn't understand how cameras work, HARP, weather control, someone is a false flag operation, Planet X, Nibiru, doesn't understand the Matrix is a metaphor for being trans, reptilians, reptoids, Hannah might die of laughter, Illuminati, Freemasons, the gay agenda, that's not how science works, aliens, expert as ridiculous job title field of expertise, fluoride and or halogen scaremongering, spurious symbology as evidence, vampires, anonymous, 4chan, and the other chan, expert gives an opinion outside of field of expertise, ancient wisdom, racist disbelief of historical achievements, someone forgets correlation isn't causation, satanic ritual, child abuse, and QAnon claimed as a source.
There's nothing funny about the
so we got a lot going for us. Hannah mentioned cheese, that counts? No, it does not. I have said this many times. Guys, if I am literally talking about the bingo sheet, it does not count. Otherwise, anytime I read the bingo sheet, it would be an automatic. It might as well be a free space at that point. It would be a self-perpetuating thing. No, not how that works. It has to come up naturally. Or someone has to trick me into actually talking about it in a different, context. Is there a way to have a master bingo card always on screen? Well, that would be this, but I can't have it on screen all the time. Because then we can't see the videos. It's too big. And if I made it, small and in the corner, you wouldn't be able to read it, and it wouldn't help. So, I think we just have to check it periodically. Firaferna, that's a terrible bait. You think that's gonna do it? And I'm not even gonna read what you said. So it doesn't count, does it? Gotta try harder than that.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted says, I'm thinking about how I should word it for you to understand, but it's generally a method of modeling volatility in time series data sets which do not fall into normal distribution, mostly used for financial stocks. I'm using it in others to analyze and compare the impact of various economic crises on stock markets. That's a lot of words. I hope whatever it is works out for you, your models and whatnot. What else? Alright, so what was in the fruit basket we were given? Are you talking about the one from Ray Comfort? I had a picture of it at one point. I mean, I don't know. It's okay. It was like some cheese and some pears and some other stuff. It was okay. Oh, god fucking damn it! Mother... I hate you guys so much. Oh, fine. Fair play. I'm such a moron. Where do I have that one somewhere? The cheese. Stupid cheese. Where did I have the cheese? Oh, I'm so bad at this job. Didn't I have cheese on mine? Why can't I find it now? There we go. Okay. Let me mark it off on the thing. Where? God damn it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Hannah mentions cheese. Marked off. Won't be fooled again. I won't be fooled again! God, I hate it. I hate it so much. No, that was not die of laughter yet. That wasn't that funny. Why are they traveling stamps? Why are you a stamp? Anyway. So let's start out with Elizabeth April. Elizabeth April, as I mentioned, believes she's like the ambassador to the Galactic Federation. She believes she's part alien. She believes she is in regular communication with alien civilizations. She thinks she is psychic and has had past lives as aliens. She's talked about before how in one of these past lives her, like, kid walked into the alien street and got hit by an alien car or something and died. I don't remember the specifics, but it was, you know, she had an alien kid who died and she was very sad about it. And shockingly, she's married, which great. I'm happy for her as a person. But I'm very curious that dynamic of this relationship considering the kind of crazy things Elizabeth believes. Does Elizabeth's partner also believe these things? I guess we're gonna find out.
Hello again, beautiful beings, and welcome to my family. I guess you can't really see Abby now, but there she is. She doesn't know what's going on. Today we are talking all about relationships, 5D relationships, our relationship. And yeah, we're just gonna kind of answer some questions
That's a cute puppy. I like that dog.
from all of you. Thank you guys in advance for your super chats and your support and donations. Unnecessary, but really appreciated. And so today we're going to answer...
I'm very concerned. Like, I don't want people to have their delusions indulged necessarily. Like the idea of, you know, her believing she's an alien ambassador and is in regular communication with extraterrestrial beings. It's probably not good for other people to, like, play into that and sort of reinforce those beliefs. But I also don't want her wife to, like, think she's a crackpot, even though she is, because that would be very sad if, like, the relationship is strained because of that. So I don't know how I want this to go. Her wife almost already looks annoyed about this, but I don't know.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO addicted with 10 bits. The spouse's eyes remind me of some of the people in North Korean propaganda videos.
A bunch of your questions. They are really fun, so I'm excited to get into them. And you'll see me flip between my more human side, because obviously this is a human relationship, and then also my teacher side. So this is going to be a really great video for
Teachers are humans! What?
for all of you to kind of see the difference between me as well. And even sometimes Nat says that it's kind of like dating two people, you know, in one. So...
Oh no! She looked surprised she said that. She's like, I've literally never said that, but we're in a video, so okay, I'll say okay to that. Look at that.
Says that it's kind of like dating two people, you know, in one.
She so disagrees with that statement. Oh no!
So, okay, and then a couple announcements before we get started. Oh yeah, so I will be traveling with my dad all across America. We're doing a little road trip, so he's going to be coming onto my live videos, potentially in November, so just keep that in mind. And then also, instead of a November 11th Galactic Federation event, I am doing a November 8th Galactic Federation event, which is on a Sunday. The reason why is because I will be on the road on the 11th with my dad. But
Tools of capitalism.
I don't think that... No, if it's Hannah dies of laughter, it has to be a pretty extended laugh. It's... I don't know where the line is, but I'll know it when I breach it. I'll let you know. Emma Addicted. Are they, though? The one who taught me Garch is a number-crunching sewer goblin. His joke, not mine.
But I'm hoping to do some sort of live video on 11/11 anyway, just because it is that powerful. So tickets are available now for the Galactic Federation event. And then, oh yeah, one more thing. For all of the YouTube members, just a reminder that I am now doing questions, taking all of your questions for Sunday right after this
thank you for
video.
hosting.
So if you have any more questions for Nat and I, or just questions about a 5D relationship in general, be sure to go into the community section right after this. So,
Hi.
So Nat, I feel like people know of you, but they don't really know you. Mm-hmm. So how about you just kind of do a little intro in your background and your own journey, before we met, and your own spiritual journey and how you got here.
Yeah, totally. So,
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. What does she even mean by 5D? I'm into kinky stuff, but I've never heard of that. She believes in a lot of, like, generic, hippie, spirit energy stuff. So she'll be like, we're operating in 3D, but really we should be operating at higher vibrational 4D and 5D. And it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really mean anything. The point is, to them, it means, like, operating on a higher frequency. They're more spiritually and mentally in touch with all realities. It's a bunch of hokum. It's complete BS, but that's basically what she means when she's talking about 5D relationships. We're just operating at a higher level than other pleb humans who don't have their third eye open. It's just a bunch of nonsense.
So I became an American citizen when I was like 11. My dad's British and my mom's Swiss. I was actually born in the Bahamas. My dad was working in the hotel industry, and so I was born there and got to travel like all around the world. We lived in Egypt in a hotel on the 17th.
Okay, we can count this as word salad. I wouldn't say yet. I don't think she's gotten into word salad yet. What I said was kind of like explaining her word salad, but I don't think that counts. I think it has to be the person in the video doing the word salad, not me just imitating the word salad. Turf Warfare with 15 bits. I want to watch her and her wife and her dad have a magical anime road trip. I'm so down.
Floor, and really got to see so many different cultures, religions. I didn't necessarily get brought up with any specific religion, meaning we went to church every Sunday. I was baptized Protestant.
Motorcycle.
And then we ended up in all places, Salt Lake City.
Daddy Sume sent this.
Card games on motorcycles! Card games on motorcycles. Crow, did you hear that? Card games on motorcycles!
Card games on motorcycles?
Jesus. Catalina Gearbox, thank you for subscribing. Hello, how you doing?
Utah, which is, the home of, the Mormon religion. So I was immediately brought into kind of a community that was very loving, in some places.
The only 5D we should be talking about? I don't get that reference.
Kind of ignorant to the rest of the world, but I got to feel...
Oh my god. On her stream, someone just gave her an $111 super chat. Jesus Christ.
The first sense of what a religious community was like. There's pros and cons of that religious community. And being honest with you, I didn't fit in. I was the only non-Mormon on the block, and so at that point I was like, well, if you can't beat him, join him. So then
It's Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D? Okay. I never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! Or played Yu-Gi-Oh! I was a Pokemon person.
I tried to be Mormon. I went to seminary class, and I got the Mormon boyfriend, and all of a sudden I had all the friends, and everything was great. And then I felt like still something was missing, and I came out in high school, and so that was kind of a long time ago. That was like in 1996. But I came out, and I lost my boyfriend. I lost my Mormon friends. but I also gained like a big identity of who I was, right? And so through all of that, you know, I also had an amazing grandmother that was Catholic, and she was the one actually that opened me up to the paranormal. She believed in ghosts and spirits, and she kind of told me about those when I was a little girl. And we would go visit an old house in England, and she would say, "Tell me what you feel." And so, as a child, I started to really understand what it felt like to use all my senses to.
I wouldn't say aliens yet, just because she hasn't mentioned it. She probably will. She mentioned aliens in like every video, but she hasn't technically yet, so I'd hold off.
Sense something different. And so I really got hooked on that. And then I started listening to Art Bell and listened to Art Bell on the radio and you know, listen to the trekkers going from the East Coast to the West Coast and all their crazy paranormal stories, and I was hooked. And so I just really had a fascination to what's out there, and just through just kind of my own.
This video was the perfect treatment for your
attraction.
insomnia.
I ended up, you know, meeting a lot of people that were in the spiritual space that were psychics, and just really started dabbling in. I think I did Ouija board once, and I scared myself, so I don't think I want to do Ouija board ever again. But you know, I just think that there's a connection to it, regardless if I was married to this beautiful one or not, but always kind of had those people in my life. And I just think in general, it's you can be super religious and you can still be attracted to aliens, and you can still be you can do whatever you want. My background, it just comes from a bunch of different. I've lived in a bunch of different places. I've
Talk
met a lot
about
of
the
people,
aliens.
but at the end of the day, you know, love is love, and regardless if I, you know, identify as gay, I learned really about who I needed to be to make myself feel happier as a human, right? And I had to go through that in a younger age, you know. So
Yeah, I call her OG gay because she came out at like 14.
well, to my parents, like 16.
Okay, true. Yeah, I was a little late to the game on that one, but
Busy.
here we are.
Busy doing something else, I guess.
Okay, cool. So first question, do you want to read that one, babe?
Sure. All right. What are the best aspects of our relationship?
Oh, okay, yeah.
If it said your relationship, I guess.
But they're from people, right? They're from
What's
other
the best
people.
aspect of your relationship? Yeah.
So I'll answer first. And I think I would consider our relationship to be a 5D relationship. And I think a lot of people have their own not misconceptions, but their own understanding of what a 5D relationship is. And it doesn't mean that you're living in a whole different, you know, world. Because we do a lot of human things. Actually, the majority of our existence together is very human.
All of it is.
That's good. I'm glad most of the time they spend together is very human. That's convenient, considering, you know, they're human beings. MMO addicted with 10 businesses, just me, or does anyone else get, like, a wealthy eccentrics vibe from these two? Oh, for sure. Elizabeth has talked before on these videos about how the house she lives in is owned by, like, her mother-in-law, and she just lives there, so I don't think she's paying, like, bills, at least not many bills. And even in just the short story that, this says Natacha is her name. I don't know if that's a typo or if it's legit Natacha. I'm just going to call her Nat. Nat here just mentioned that she was moving around with her family and her dad was in the hotel industry. If you're, like, high up enough in the hotel industry that you're, like, moving from country to country for different hotels, you're probably doing pretty well. So I have a feeling they're both pretty well off. Maybe not her as much, like, since she came out and her family was Mormons, and I assume there was some cutting off that happened in terms of the family. But, like, Elizabeth definitely comes off to me as someone who comes from money, for sure.
No, and so, but what I think makes our relationship so good is the fact that we have balance. And I was really thinking about this before we came onto this live video.
Didn't she say, like, her family was Mormon? Like, she just told a story about, like, her family, like, being very... Nat became... Oh, she became Mormon? Was her boyfriend Mormon? Was that it? I guess I wasn't paying enough attention.
And Nat and I have balance in all of the very physical, fundamental aspects, like silly things like financials.
It's a variant spelling
doing
of
chores
Natasha.
around the
That's
house.
strange. Okay.
You know, just the give and receive, even taking care of each other in that way as well. It's very
She was
balanced.
Protestant and was one of the
because we have a
non-Mormons.
balanced
Gotcha.
physical dynamic and a human dynamic, that allows us to get deeper into the complexities of consciousness, to really understand, well, where are you at? How are you feeling? What dimension are you in? Which is beautiful. So I think balance is huge in any 5D relationship, because if you get sucked into that 3D, then you're not actually, you know, sucked into the polarity. You're not really above it. So what about you? What do you think is...
I think we've breached word salad at this point. Probably mark off word salad. Dude spanking dudes, ironically based couple that's healthy. True. Yeah. Word salad. Let me mark that off on the master sheet. Where's word salad? Word salad. Right there. Do I have word salad on my sheet? Nope.
one of the best aspects of our relationship.
I'd say that there's just like a strong foundation of like, regardless of you being like a psychic or an influencer or whatever, is that you have like a strong mind and you like know what you want, but it's she didn't come into this relationship like a clusterfuck. She knew she had a bank account, she had a car, she had her stuff together. And I just think a lot of times in relationships, some of the foundational things aren't set up. I mean, my dad always said, like, doesn't matter who you are, you just need to have the three most basic things, is like a roof over your head, a job, and like, food to eat. And at the end of the day, if you can't take care of the basics, you're probably not going to be able to go much farther and explore other things. And so, myself, when I bought this condo 8 years ago, 2 days after I got the keys, I lost my job. And all of a sudden I was like, holy crap, what am I going to do to pay my mortgage? And it's like, life is always going to change. But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not going to go off and say, table flip and forget all the decisions I made. I had to make it work, and so there's always going to be ups and downs. But I think the core thing is to be able to have the basics taken care of.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Also, Nat and I always make fun of, like, being an influencer, just because it's such a, like, I don't know if it's because it's, like, a pretentious title or if it's just hilarious to be...
It's pretty, I don't know if pretentious is the right word. I would never, in a bajillion years, refer to myself as an influencer. And I have more subscribers on Hannah and Jake than Elizabeth April has on her channel. I find the term influencer to be the most cringe thing ever. Especially when you're talking about people like at Elizabeth April or the level of someone like Jake or myself. Like, we're not known. No one knows who we are except for a very small number of people on the internet. Stop it. Stop it.
An influencer for a living, so we always have to call it an influencer.
Yeah,
because it's
hilarious. And like,
you're feeling very influenced right now.
I own my own
MMO addicted. She's what, 30-ish? 8 years ago she was 22. To have a good credit enough for a condo, she had to come from money or have been working for a while. The place she's working, or the place she's living, is not owned by her. It's owned by her mother-in-law. Or something, I think she mentioned in a previous video. So presumably, Natasha's mom owns the place that they're living.
Own digital marketing agency. We don't really want to call them influencers. We want to call them content creators. But it's like, that's weird. That's a weird title as well.
Also, yeah.
It's like, it's just a person online that's making money and also spreading the good word and running a business, right? It's just having an opinion. And it's about creating content and trying to live just like the rest of us.
Oh, she said something about buying a condo on credit 8 years ago.
How do you keep
bonkers.
The fun and inner child alive in your relationship?
Talk about the aliens!
I think
I'm going to skip ahead and see if there's anything about aliens. If there's not, I'm done with them.
Great triggering you, and understanding that it has nothing to do with your partner. It has everything to do with what you're going through in that moment. So, what else? Okay, Natasha, what is your biggest challenge in being with Elizabeth?
I don't really think there's a challenge. I think that, I saw that question earlier, and I would say that, in general, we're together, and we have viewpoints that probably a lot of you guys listening do as well. And sometimes we'll be in public places with a group of people, friends that aren't necessarily into the air quote spiritual community, and they'll bring up things like the flu vaccine or the presidential election or things that are kind of like, I would call them touchy subjects that you wouldn't talk about even around the dinner table. And they just want to poke at our opinion, and it doesn't necessarily align with what I want, where I want to be vibrationally. I want to have a high vibrational
Firstborn
conversation.
Pickle, thank you for following too. I missed
what
yours
the
a
challenge
little
is
ago.
in the relationship is that sometimes we have a little bit of an outside force that's like pushing our feeling, and it kind of bubbles up, right? So it gives you a moment to breathe, and I think that that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Okay, this is a good question. A lot of you had this question. I got all of your questions from Instagram and a YouTube video that I did maybe a week ago. But a lot of you asked this question. What do you do when one partner is in 3D and the other is in 5D?
I do kind of want to know the answer to this one. This is going to be gibberish. Dr. Gamble with 10 bits. I came here for aliens, not relationship advice. Where the aliens? Did I water my tinfoil for nothing? Where? Gotcha. Typo.
I'd probably start with this question, or start with the answer. So it was so divine and aligned because my brother called me up this morning. He's having girl troubles. So, he kind of just mentioned, he's like, what's going on? Like, it's very difficult for me to support, my girlfriend in an emotional way. And it was quite a divine conversation. So what I talked to him about is what happens in their relationship, right? And this is a very common thing in most romantic relationships is you've got a divine masculine, divine feminine. And the divine feminine...
This is what you do when one is in third and one is in fifth.
Put on your 3D glasses now.
Hate.
Energy will have a lot of emotions, and without being aware or at recognizing where the other person talking like crazy S&M stuff, because I don't want your minds to be like, oh my god. But just really simple things that I would have never been comfortable with before because I have that trauma that I still hold on to. And so I would say pushing the boundaries in a compassionate way, because I never I'm 280. Like I feel like I'm older than she is, because she's just such a young spirit. Like it's so beautiful because she's got that livelihood to her as well. And sometimes I'm like a grumpy old lady, I really feel that. And yeah, so my last partner was 12 years older, and then the partner before that was 22 years older. So you're right in the same, you're right in that alignment. Perfect. Yeah. There we go. That's good. It all works out. So no, I don't believe that there's any issues. I believe age is completely just a number. Like, I mean, this works. I could not imagine dating a 28-year-old. Oh my god.
But there's some great 28-year-olds out there, though. That's not for you. But I'm saying they're the greatest. But I'm just saying in general, like there's someone for everyone, regardless of age. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, there really is. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Is Elizabeth more spiritual, and how does that affect you guys?
With my mom.
Okay. This one's a bust. I wanted them to talk about aliens. But they didn't. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go to this, guys. The alien agenda. This one should mark off aliens, for sure. In fact, I'm just gonna take the moment to, get that one done.
There's nothing funny about the two.
MMO addicted. I mean, I got off a 3D glasses pun, so it's a win. Okay. Aliens. Marked off. Unironically, this would be a based channel if they focused on just relationship stuff and not the aliens, yeah.
Universe so big, huge, I would say, as the one where we live, with 100 billion of galaxies, with each galaxy with 100 billion of stars. Probably with many of these stars having planets, it could be possible that life could evolve as the way we know on Earth.
What's going on, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the alien agenda. I've been hearing a lot of different rumors about what the lights in the sky are and different possibilities. And the one that annoyed me the most was that it's Starlink and has to do with Elon Musk. And I do believe people could tell a difference between
There's
an
nothing
object
funny
in
about the
outer
tools of
space or
capitalism.
within the atmosphere. Just
No, they can't. People are stupid. No, they can't. Oh my god, you moron. People have seen, like, the International Space Station overhead, and they think it's an alien spaceship. People see weird things in the sky that they don't know what it is, and they go, oh my god, is it an alien spaceship? Why would you assume people are rational? They're not. Daddy Sume, holy crap, a priest admitted to basic statistics. The Catholic Church has been pretty open about the fact that, like, they, at least in the higher up, they recognize the possibility that there could be other, you know, beings in existence. Like, the Vatican itself does have, like, a science division. They have, like, an observatory and stuff, so, like, I don't think it would take them by surprise if an alien species existed and made themselves known. Although I don't think... Here's my thoughts on aliens, okay? I fully believe, just statistically speaking, there has to be other life in the universe. For sure there's other life, and there's even probably other things that we would consider intelligent life. I think the chances of us ever meeting that other life is minuscule to none.
There's nothing funny about
The
the tools of
distances and the
capitalism.
time frames involved are just too big. Like, even if there were, like, a dozen other intelligent species in the galaxy, how are we going to get to each other or communicate with each other with the distances? And not only just distance in terms of, like, distance, but, like, imagine if there was an intelligent civilization that existed, I don't know, around the time of the dinosaurs. You know what I mean? The universe is, like, 14 billion years old. So, if there are other intelligent species in the universe, or even just in our own galaxy, there's no guarantee we're gonna sync up as to when our civilizations exist, you know? So, I guarantee that Earth is not the only place in the universe with life, but it's the only one we're ever gonna know, unfortunately. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. This reminds me, there's a priest in Poland who runs a DNA blog and is generally a decent person, like even, I lost it, hold on. Like, even accepting LGBTQ folk with open arms. I think he's called it Rosaries and Dragons. Well, that's good. Anyway, Starlink. Starlink, if you don't know, is, oh god, I don't know if it's, I think it's done under SpaceX, one of Elon Musk's companies. And the idea is to put a bunch of satellites into orbit that'll create sort of a net of internet. And it looks like this. This is what Starlink looks like. It's a series of satellites. A bunch of astronomers are really pissed off because this really screws up, you know, our ability to see actual stars, as you might imagine. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So imagine you're some moron out in the middle of nowhere, and you all of a sudden see this in the night sky. Are you gonna think? Let's assume you've never heard of Starlink, because most people haven't. Are you gonna go, oh, that's probably a series of lined up satellites for a internet telecommunications project? Or are you, country bumpkin idiot, going to go, oh my god, it's aliens? It's probably the latter. People are very stupid. Woohoo Lulu with 30 bits. Have you heard of the I Am movement? They had a church near my parents' house in Mount Shasta, and they're insane. They worship Mount Shasta and believe aliens on Mount Shasta, use Mount Shasta rather, as a landing onto Earth, and live in the core of the Earth below the mountain. What?
just from simple observation, cloud movement, objects in the background, height off the ground.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Fun, not fun story. My grandpa, very conservative, misattributes me not having a girlfriend as me being very chaste and devout and wants me to take vows and work for the Vatican Bank. Even got me some introductions.
There's many ways to tell. That's just the most ridiculous explanation I've ever heard. I thought it was incredibly stupid for someone just to assume that all the objects that we're seeing are satellites.
They probably are. They're satellites or an aircraft or something else. You can't say looking for a reasonable explanation based on things we know exist is silly or stupid when your explanation is, it's alien spaceships! You haven't established aliens exist. Again, statistically, I think they do, but you would need to establish that not only they exist, but that they are visiting Earth with the capability to do so, and you are seeing that in the sky. That's the stupid thing to think, because you have absolutely no evidence that that's the case.
Now that's a disinformation campaign. You guys call me a disinformation
There's
campaign.
nothing
That's
funny about the tools
disinformation.
of capitalism.
Danny Sume with 10 bits. There's absolutely alien intervention in the world today. We're constantly bathed in heat from space radiation and giant elder cod's eyeball. Sure, whatever you say.
There's clearly an agenda. They are here for a reason. We've had too many sightings. They've increased so dramatically that it's
Probably because there are more satellites in orbit today than there ever have been in human history. Like, do we need to look up how many satellites are orbiting the Earth? There are, according to a union of concerned scientists which maintains a database of active satellites in orbit, as of April 1st, 2020, there are a total of 2,666 satellites. Oh god, don't tell Nathan Thompson. He's going to see this 666 and he's going to freak out. 2,666 satellites in space, of which 19,018 were in low Earth orbit. So there's thousands. There's thousands of satellites. You see them all the time, depending on where you live, obviously.
The tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sume with 10 bits. It's actually a huge problem because there's so much junk in orbit, it's hard to keep stuff from ramming into other shit. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard it's an issue, and they're trying to figure out ways to deal with space debris and other stuff. Like I saw a design, and it was nowhere near to being like actually made or anything, but it was some like design for some kind of satellite that goes around and picks up, you know, junk that's not being used in space, like dead satellites or I don't know, stuff that got ejected from like the International Space Station, stuff like that.
ridiculous. You can see them every single night here in Ohio. I can just look up at night and find stuff. There's a town here where they show up every single night. All I gotta do is drive out there and I can watch them every night if I want. I can watch lights come overhead.
Right. Because they're probably satellites that are orbiting the Earth at roughly the same rate. So you're probably seeing them every night because it's the same satellites that you're seeing.
So something's obviously going on. Project Camelot. I found one that they had done on the alien agenda. It's incredibly long though, 1 hour and 6 minutes. If you want to watch it, you can look them up on YouTube or just Google their name, Project Camelot.
Project Camelot. I like when they show me some other conspiracy people. Project Camelot. Project Camelot.
Tools of capitalism.
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. A new 10k bit badge. Onward to 25k. I still have no clue how much it is in real money. Just don't think about it. Just spend more on bits for me. Oh god, they have so many subscribers. Ugh. Epigenetics and DNA. Oh god, these are going to be so hard to sift through to find something good, but fine, I'll put them in the conspiracy list and we can take a look sometime.
They gave a quick rundown of...
Oh, I missed Catalina Gearbox. I apologize. Catalina Gearbox with $5. Funny enough, I just got done playing a spaceship salvaging game called Hard Space Shipbreaker. Yeah, I don't know if that's the one, but I heard there was one on Steam that was pretty good. That was like that.
different agendas. An extraterrestrial intervention is occurring in the world. People are being taken against their will. Human freedom and sovereignty are under threat.
By aliens? How? Explain.
Intervening alien forces seek to subjugate the human family. They plan to occupy our world.
I just gotta ask, and you know, I guess this is probably an ignorant statement, because I guess you could say the same thing in the past, like, oh, why did the Europeans feel the need to, you know, mistreat and enslave some natives when they came to the New World and then bring over slaves to work for them if they were so technologically advanced? Nonetheless, I'm gonna say this, and maybe this is an ignorant statement, but it seems to me, if you are technologically advanced enough to travel the galaxy unabated, and you can just go to other star systems easily, you probably have the energy resources and the technological prowess that you don't need to employ slave labor. You know what I mean? Like, if you could travel from star system to star system, don't you have, like, a robot or something? Like, we're not even close to traveling between star systems, and even we kind of have robots. They kind of suck, and they're like industrial robots, but they exist, you know what I mean? Like, I'd think an alien civilization that is able to travel the galaxy or the universe, I think they'd be able to get by without subjugating the species they come across. What would the purpose be?
With that, through hidden infiltration, deception, and lies. They're advanced enough to reach us. We're no threat to them. That one I don't like. I don't agree with it. Alien forces are poisoning the well of spirituality. No true ally of humanity would intervene in our world.
What evidence do you have that aliens have intervened in our world? Please, illuminate me.
Unless it's for our own good in their opinion. This is a great darkness in the world, something that most people are too afraid to think about, which I do agree. I think most people are ignoring it. It's everywhere. The evidence is obvious. The military has come out with their own...
You can't just say the evidence is obvious and move on like I know what you're talking about. What evidence? What evidence is obvious? It's not, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Some videos and have admitted to it, and yet it's simply ignored by almost everybody. It makes no sense. Humanity must awaken to the dangers of alien contact. Yes, they should. This new spiritual message for humanity will prepare us for the reality of life in the universe. I don't know about life in the universe, but we may not make it that far. There's a good chance that whatever's going on could be the end of us.
Dr. Gamble with 10 bits. Cheer. Why would they technologically advanced aliens care about our spirituality? Maybe it's a case like in Star Trek TNG. It's a who watches the watchers situation where Starfleet accidentally starts a religion on this planet in which is in sort of its like Bronze Age or something like that. And they're like, "Oh no! We made them believe in superstitious nonsense. We need to stop this." This expert gives opinion outside of field of expertise. No, guys. It has to be an expert for that to, like, it's in the name. This guy isn't an expert on anything. This would be like, what's an example? Okay, let's say an engineer who works, an electrical engineer, who is an expert in some field, comes on and says, like, I know the Earth is flat. I'm an electrical engineer. Like, that would be someone outside of their field of expertise. It's like they're trying to use their title in one field to bolster the appearance of having some authority in some unrelated field. It's not just rando says they're an expert. That's a different thing.
Why are they here? I've heard many rumors. One of them is that they simply harvest humans for food. That one was kind of disgusting. I've also heard stories before about campers and hunters out in the woods coming across different clearings where there was military bases that we had previously not known about, and then seeing aliens.
First of all, I'm doubting the story you're telling is true. But even if it is, that would just mean that there are military bases we don't know about, which I'm sure exist. I'm sure there are secret bases, places in the country that no one knows about in the middle of nowhere, like in the Appalachian Mountains somewhere, that no one knows about except for people who are stationed there, and that has nothing to do on the reality or fiction of aliens existing and visiting Earth. The United States government would have secret military bases, whether they are aliens or not. It has zero bearing on whether or not stories of aliens are true. What do you think this is proving by saying, like, there are secret bases we don't know about? Yeah, they're the military.
And human soldiers together, and the aliens were chopping human meat up on tables, preparing it for something, I guess their dinner, which is not something I want to see firsthand. The other one that I've heard that makes a lot of sense is this is a rescue mission. They're removing their people. A lot of disappearances and people vanishing, and a lot of it could be their people, aliens living here on Earth, that are simply just being taken home. They're getting them out of here before whatever it is that's about to happen happens.
Are you ascribing every single missing persons case in the country to them secretly being aliens? Because even for a conspiracy theorist, that's pretty out there.
Apparently there's going to be a global disaster, and the reason that they're here is to get their people out of harm's way, and they're going to leave us on our own. Maybe it's World War. Civil war in the United States would spread to the rest of the world, so the entire world would experience civil war.
I don't know about that one. I don't Geopolitics would certainly be shaken up if the United States somehow descended into a civil war, although I don't think that would end very well for anyone. I really don't think that would be a good thing, and I think it would, let's just say it would be short. Because one side has the military and another side does not. It would be very unfortunate. Let's not do a civil war, guys. But that doesn't mean the rest of the world would be drug into some sort of civil war. How would that work? That doesn't make any sense.
Country against country, countries collapsing, new leaders rising up, it would be total chaos. Nukes would even be fired at each other. North Korea may nuke South Korea just to end it. If America falls apart, we're the police of the world. We're the ones holding this all together without it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, we're not. No, we're not. I hate that viewpoint. Dr. Gamble with 10 bits, Independence Day 3, Civil War.
They're screwed.
Like, do you even know that the United States is not the only ally nation to have nukes, you idiot? Like, England and France, a bunch of other countries also have nuclear weapons. Like, if North Korea effed with South Korea in that way, there would still be retaliation.
It's going to end badly for most of them.
Even if it wasn't nuclear, it would be very, very bad for them. Furiaferna has some sort of link. Okay.
Of them, including us. Or World War, and it looks like that's about to happen.
The boxes that we have checked are word salad, aliens, and Hannah mentions cheese, Hot Pockets. Cheese or Hot Pockets.
Happened because everyone has aligned against China. Iran's on their side. Ooh, who cares? North Korea, Pakistan. None of them are a threat to us. And China doesn't have the military means and the transportation capabilities to do anything. They can't even invade Taiwan.
Let's be clear. China, if they wanted to, could absolutely steamroll Taiwan. They don't do so because the international outcry, sanctions, and potentially, like, actual action, though I doubt that, in where we are in geopolitics, a lot of the time, it's harmful for people to take military action against military powers that are close to themselves, right? Like, the United States obviously has the biggest and, like, most well-funded military on the planet, but China's, like, no slouch, okay? China has a modern military force, and they're not, like, as up-to-date as the United States, because I'm pretty sure in terms of, like, weapon development and tech for soldiering, we're, like, #1, which I think is stupid. But either way, we are, right? If you got into a war with China, it would end just so badly for everyone. It would be nothing but destructiveness for everyone. So China, could they take over Taiwan? Probably. I don't think it would be very difficult for them on the whole. It's just, it would be... The retribution from the rest of the world would be pretty bad for them. And they already have an image problem on the global stage anyway, so... I don't know.
They to us. There's definitely something
Center space is free, yes.
big coming. I don't know what it is, but most people agree that they are evacuating themselves off this planet. And that's what...
Did you say most people? What?
That they are evacuating... I don't know what it does. There's definitely something big coming. I don't know what it is, but most people agree that they're...
Most people agree that they are evacuating themselves off this planet. No, most people do not agree that missing persons cases are secretly aliens returning to their home world. What?
And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing them evacuate. We're seeing them collect their own people, whatever it is they want here or need, and they're getting out of here. Sounds the most plausible to me because previous to the other world wars, there was an increase in sightings, and the same theories had arose then, that they were evacuating. So most likely they're getting out of our way before we destroy each other and ourselves.
Oh, this guy's crazy. He gets added to the list of conspiracy people. Alright, that's probably enough aliens for now. So like I said, this is Steve Pennington. Guys, remember Steve Pennington? Steve is a flat earther. And he has gone off the deep end and started doing puppet shows that are... Don't try and... You're gonna... I'm gonna play this, and I watched part of this. I'm gonna play this, and you're gonna be like, what? And don't ask, because I have no answers for you, okay? There are no answers for the questions you are about to have, okay? Just let this sensory experience wash over you, and feel your feelings.
Hey, Karen. Hey, Pokey. Hey, did you want to meet? Yeah. Well, we're meeting.
There's nothing funny about the tools of...
There are no answers in this dojo.
I'm serious. What now, Karen? Well, you've been hinting about something, and I wanted to ask you to explain it. You know what? Well, at new school, you want to start? I'd be the director, the principal, the chief executive officer, everything. Yeah. Well, but you say it's Pokey's Creed. Yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed, but it's Pokey's Creed. So you want to start a university to teach people how to be assassins. Yeah. Don't you think that's kind of violent? No! Because you do it in love! Well, okay. So, how do they do it? Well, there's a Pokey's Creed rule number 1 is...
Daddy Sube says, what? What did I just say? I have no answers for you. Tucker White 94, he can at least try to give his puppets different voices. Freaking amateur.
You don't get caught!
Oh god, the puppets are so... make me so uncomfortable. I don't like them.
Alright. But how do they say? Do they shoot people? Nah. Stab them with knives? Nah. How do you do it? Hey, you kind of like poison. Poison? Well, yeah, but you spray the air. Yeah, you get them to drink something, and you take their glass, and you take
It's the conservative
swab,
puppets again,
and you
sort
find
of.
out what they're allergic to.
What's worst, Gaither's Pond Dorbies or this? I would say this is the worst because it's basically the ramblings of a crazy person. I don't know. That conservative puppet show's pretty depressing because the lady was on meth. This guy certainly seems like he's on meth too. What's with meth and puppet people? Anyway, that's a thing I did. Tiger White 94, so Hannah, how many of your nightmares do these puppets resemble? Too many. This makes Mimsy Moon look like Jim Henson. There's Uncanny Valley, and then there's this.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Baha says, oh no, Hannah, can I recuse myself from our relationship? No. There's no recusal. You're stuck. Forget the meth guy and Dorbies.
You mean like everybody's allergic to something? That's the theory. Everybody's deathly allergic to something.
That's not true. I have no allergies that are like deadly. I have no allergy. Like, there are tons of people who don't have severe allergies. Like, a lot of people, like, if there's a ton of pollen or something in the air, I might get stuffed up. But, like, I don't have violent allergic reactions.
And then what do you just spray the air where they're at and everybody breathes it, but only one person dies? Exactly! And what about, is that it? Is that the only way? No, the only way is like, Ehud, you can stab him with your left hand. Oh, you mean Ehud and Eglon in the Bible? That's right! You can do it that way. But, it's hard. Hard, see? That's what I was trying to tell you. You know, what you're talking about is hard! It's gonna be easy, Pokey! You're
There's
right.
nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
You don't get caught.
This is dementia. It's been years, folks, and we finally have an answer. Is this dementia? This is dementia.
That's number one. Okay, I got that. And then, so I'm just saying, stabbing people is hard to get away. I mean, you leave blood everywhere. But what? No. I got my hands mixed
There's
up.
nothing funny about the tools of
That was
capitalism.
me. But if you don't stab them, then
You want a link? Fine. Here's a link to the homicidal puppet show.
you can get away. Okay, thank you.
Where did the Is This Dementia originate from? It was a chick tract reading that Jake and I were doing, and it was, I don't remember the specifics of the bit. It's been a while. But we ended up keep asking, is this dementia? And as the bits got stupider, we kept referring to it. I don't remember specifically, though.
You're welcome. Bye. Love you. Bye.
These puppets scare me. Flat Earth, bottomless pit, nanotechnology. Everybody has a worldview. What's in your world?
Hey, y'all. So, I just thought I'd tell you that, I was...
There's nothing funny
What did
about
we
it.
just
the
watch? I
channels,
don't know.
You know, looking for a good cartoon, and I accidentally landed on a channel. It was not a cartoon, and I went ahead and listened for a few seconds, and something happened to me. I changed. Something happened. They were talking about stuff, you know, like a world view. They said, you got a world view. I thought, me? I don't have no world view. I'm
There's
looking
nothing
for
funny about the tools of capitalism.
Yeah, you can probably mark off Flat Earth. 12 a.m. coffee with 50 bits. Today I found out my dad is a psychonaut and was growing peyote for a special occasion. Oh, God. Good luck with that. Let me see, do I have flat Earth somewhere? I don't think I do. Let me get it off the bingo call sheet, though. Flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth. There it is. Oh, I keep forgetting I need to change back to the... Did I hear about Rush Limbaugh? I did hear about Rush Limbaugh.
Cartoon!
My favorite comment about Rush Limbaugh, and I'm not going to go into it for obvious reasons. I wish Rush Limbaugh as much compassion, love, and caring as he has shown to his fellow human beings in the past. That's how I'll put it. What happened to Rush Limbaugh? He has terminal cancer. Someone break it to Cancer's family that it caught Rush Limbaugh.
Anyway, no, they said everybody has a...
Nothing funny about the
Wing the Ultimate Nug, why is it vertical? It's too small to really see the puppets on mobile, so maybe it's fortunate.
A world view. And I thought, okay, whatever. And one day after...
Rush Limbaugh, in the past had denied the link between smoking and cancer. So, do with that information what you will.
After that, took about 50 years. But I was thinking about my worldview. And I thought, you know what? In my worldview, somewhere, somebody needs a killing.
Was he a smoker? Yes, very much so. He smoked cigars a lot. I don't know about cigarettes, but he definitely smoked cigars. Literally, like, my dad is such a weirdo follower that, like Rush Limbaugh smoked cigars, and my dad smoked cigars, probably because Rush Limbaugh smoked cigars a lot. And he sees it as like, oh, I'm a man, I smoke a cigar, ooh, you know.
Yeah. I mean, there's other things in my worldview. There's a lot of things in my worldview. I believe in God. Jesus is the Son of God. Love everybody. Okay. But in love, you got to take some people out, Assassins, Christian assassins, you got to love them as you kill them. That's weird, I know. But that's my worldview. My world view. You got a worldview. Everybody has a worldview. What's in your world? That sounds like a commercial. What's in your pocket? That's not very funny. I like to be funny.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Love you. Bye.
This is horrifying. This is some horrifying stuff, folks. What am I watching? I don't have an answer. I don't. Okay, probably enough of this guy and his creepy puppets for today, but just something to, take a look at. He is, legitimately, I feel bad for this guy because I do think there's something going on with him. Some mental illness that he's not getting treated. But yeah, I hope he gets the help he needs. Wing the Ultimate Nug says, I want to go home. Don't we all? MMO addicted with 10 bits. Are they made from human feces? Do we need a wellness check? Honestly, if I knew where this guy, was, I would probably make sure he got a wellness check. Not doxing him or anything, but, if I knew where he was, I would just, call the local police and be like, hey, there's this guy. He's acting very, very strangely online. Maybe go check. I don't know. Anyway.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Old enough to know more better with 100 bits. Bits for chat to send a hug to wash away the sad from that. Yeah, thank you. The Shadow Witch with 10 bits. Oh, Hannah, to what address do I forward these therapy sessions?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
The Susan Turpin, thank you for following. U.S. police, they just shoot him, though he's white, so maybe not. Yeah, the fact that he's white makes me think it would probably be okay, but the police shoot white people too, so just at a lesser rate. So I don't know.
That's right, capitalistic propaganda.
Rainbow Grimart, thank you for following. Do I think online therapists work? I mean, I'm sure they can, yeah. As long as you're having it, you know, it's going to be like in-person therapy. It's going to be dependent upon how you get along with the therapist and if you're able to share and if they're, you know, competent at their job. But yeah, I'm sure. Let's see. Do you want to do Nathan Thompson? We have this person talking about vaccines. We have someone talking about witches. We have this QAnon person. And then we have this article on this QAnon guy. What do you guys think? What do I think about the news of the new Willow series? I've never seen Willow, so. Is Warwick Davis gonna be in it as Willow? Or are they recasting? QAnon's winning. Okay, let's take a look. So this is an article. This is from the Daily Beast. Someone sent this to me. Man known as Baby Q is in trouble for using synthetic penis. It's quite a title. Self-proclaimed Baby Q arrested allegedly with plastic penis. Perhaps the most controversial faction within QAnon centers on Austin Steinbart, a 20-something man named Baby Q, who claims to be Q himself. Steinbart's supposed origin story is mind-bending even by QAnon standards, centering on the idea that an Austin Steinbart from the future has come back in time as Q to leave clues to the currently existing Austin Steinbart. Despite facing near total ridicule from other QAnon personalities and pending federal extortion charges, Steinbart has developed a fan base, including a rotating cast of roughly a dozen acolytes who live with him in a house in Scottsdale, Arizona, and devote their lives to promoting him as the face of QAnon. In the common parlance, we call that a cult. That's a cult. So that's what happened to Salty, says Catalina Gearbox. Yeah, it's the crazy stuff. Oh, I need to mark off QAnon, too. Do I have QAnon? Boom, 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 boom. QAnon claimed as a source. You got QAnon claimed as a source?
That's right.
Get that. Jojo Vibes, thank you for following. Welcome to the stream. It sounds nuts, but people have bought into this stuff, or at least they did until Steinbart was arrested yet again this month while allegedly in possession of a plastic penis meant to dodge drug tests. Okay. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. Daily Beast is burying the lead. What's the story with the synthetic penis? What was this video? That's a shame. Oh, the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. It was probably a video of his, but YouTube's been cracking down, rightfully so, on QAnon content, so maybe his channel got deleted. Steinbart had been on a pre-trial release since his initial arrest in April after allegedly publishing brain scans of former NFL players and sending his fans to harass a tech company. While Steinbart's decision to live in a house with his diehard followers and produce a series of YouTube channels about how great he is might seem like it would violate some sort of court rules, the federal judge handling Steinbart's case apparently didn't seem to mind it. Even better, Steinbart had been hired by a pro-QAnon film crew, making a documentary about him. While the judge initially banned Steinbart from using the internet, his so-called job appears to have consisted of posting about QAnon online, so the judge restored his social media status. Do you count Four Corners? No, we do not count Four Corners. Alas, for Baby Q, he didn't abide by his other court release rules, which included restrictions on smoking marijuana. Steinbart claimed to have smoked pot roughly a dozen times in late August. Dank. Unluckily, right as some discontented Steinbart lieutenants with noms de guerre, like nom de guerre, like a nom de plume, but in person. With nom de guerre, like, Miss Quniverse began realizing that Steinbart wasn't receiving instructions from his future being at all. No! You're telling me he wasn't receiving messages from a future him who had time traveled back to 2020? Honestly, I'm shocked. Just gotta say. You hope Baja Blast actually likes Baja Blast, the drink? I don't think she's had it. She's also not, like, the biggest soda person. She doesn't really like soda. She's more of a tea person. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. Now I'm on this man's side. F society that tells me I can't smoke the ganja. Anyway, several of Steinbart's fans defected from the house, and at least one wrote letters to the FBI and other law enforcement officials alleging drug use has taken place at his home. On September 1st, Steinbart was arrested yet again. For those who don't know, by the way, if the time travel stuff seems like it's coming out of nowhere for you, if you're not familiar with QAnon, you've probably heard that QAnon exists at the very least. QAnon is a conspiracy that there is a top-level government official codenamed Q, after a Q-like level clearance in the government, which I think is a real thing. And they're leaking to 4chan. Well, they were leaking to 4chan, then it moved to 8chan, and then 8chan moved to 8kun, and then it was also on qmap.pub for a while, but I think that got shut down. Anyway, the point is this. It's someone who is pretending to be a high-level government official and claiming that Donald Trump is secretly in the process, and has been for the last 4 years, of rooting out a secret cabal of literal satanic child murderers from the government. And they're all Democrats. It's all Democrats are secretly Satanists who are kidnapping children to harvest what they call adrenochrome, which is a real chemical, but you can synthesize it very, very easily in a lab. So the idea that you would murder children to get it is ridiculous. And on top of this, QAnon believers, there's all sorts of different beliefs, but one of the beliefs that some QAnon people have is that Trump and his administration are using a time machine developed by Nikolai Tesla and Donald Trump's uncle in order to protect Trump from assassination attempts from the secret cabal of Satanist Democrats. There are human beings who vote who believe this is a real thing. Go and vote in November, people. Yeah. So if you hear about QAnon and you're like, what's QAnon? It's the most insane conspiracy in the history of conspiracy theories. Oh, don't forget JFK's son. They also believe, so JFK Jr. died in like the late 90s. Or did he? The QAnon conspiracy alleges that he actually faked his own death in the 90s and then used the time machine that Trump and his government is using to... They faked his death in the 90s. He left in the 90s in the time machine and appeared today in 2020, and he's helping Trump behind the scenes. And then when the day comes where they're going to reveal that all the Democrats are secretly pedophile Satanists who murder children and drink their blood, on that day, JFK Jr. will reveal himself and be like, see? I'm JFK Jr. and I'm not dead. And that'll prove to everyone that everything that's being said is true. It's absolutely bonkers. It is absolutely insane what these people believe. Tucker White 94, boy, it's very convenient that it's only Democrats who are part of the satanic cabal. Yeah, no kidding. This is making your head hurt? It should. It's very, very stupid. But Steinbart isn't just in trouble for pot. Instead, according to court records, Steinbart allegedly was in possession of a Whizzinator, a plastic penis-shaped tube device meant to be used to smuggle in clean urine during a drug test. The Whizzinator became infamous in 2005 after a Minnesota Vikings player was caught packing. Now it has ensnared yet another bright young star. During a court hearing on Tuesday, Steinbart admitted to smoking marijuana but sidestepped the Whizzinator issue. Now his release has been revoked and he'll stay in jail pending trial. The most immediate casualty of Steinbart's Whizzinator misadventure appears to be the documentary about him. This week, the documentary's creators said they would have to put the film on hold, both because Steinbart is in jail and because people keep making fun of the Whizzinator. In their statement, the filmmakers, quote, blamed the embarrassing popularity of a hashtag mocking Steinbart as one of the reasons to end the project. The hashtag was hashtag free the Whizzinator. Bright young star. I think they're being facetious, but yeah. Tucker White 94. Of all the people to fool people, why use JFK Jr.? I don't know. I don't know why they're using JFK as their messiah figure that's gonna, come back from the dead and prove them right. I don't know. Querulous artisan with 10 bits. Whizzinator. Yeah. They have a new explainer on QAnon. Yeah, that's probably pretty interesting. Inside the completely nuts universe of QAnon. Yeah. What do they believe? Nearly all QAnon believers sign on to one basic view, that the world has long been controlled by a sinister cabal, responsible for a wide array of evils, from wars and famines to diseases, including the novel coronavirus pandemic. This cabal is believed to have tentacles in the top echelons of the Democratic Party, Hollywood, banking, and the government. Deep state. QAnon believers basically think members of this cabal, including Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and various Hollywood celebrities, torture and sexually abuse children in satanic rituals. To stop this, in QAnon's telling, the military recruited Donald Trump to win the presidency and dethrone the cabal. Now QAnon believers are eagerly awaiting a day called The Storm, in which they believe Trump will order mass arrests of his political opponents and either ship them off to Guantanamo Bay or order them executed on sight. QAnon believers think they themselves will play a small role in this purge by educating average citizens about QAnon ahead of the arrest as part of what they call the Great Awakening. Yeah, I'll go through the call sheet in a little bit. Querulous artisan with 10 bits. Tentacles. I've been on the internet long enough to see where this is going.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
What about the wizard? I don't know if I can click on that. Is there a depiction of a penis in that? Even a cartoon one? I'm not going to click on it then. I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. So this is why one of the reasons QAnon is super dangerous as a belief system, even though it's obviously false. Something like, I think there was a study a while back, something like 15 to 20% of Republicans believe at least some part of the QAnon conspiracy theory.
The tools of capitalism.
Daddy Sume, no there isn't. No there isn't what? There isn't a penis? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, I'll click on it. You come across an enchanted piss forest, golden pissy trees as far as the eye can pee. I'm the wizard. I have made the piss forest you see before you. Dare you enter my magical realm? Stop injecting your horrible fetishes into our game. I'm going to punch you. All right. You come across a bridge troll instead. To cross the bridge, you must pee into his mouth. Okay, that's funny. So the reason the QAnon conspiracy is very dangerous is because it continues to seep into the Republican base. How do I put this? If Donald Trump loses the election, and he decided, I'm not going to lose the election even though I lost, and he just started going along with the QAnon stuff even though none of it's true, he could just say, all right, we're going to execute every Democrat. Go and start executing Democrats. And he would say, this is the QAnon, it was very real, it's all very real, they're Satanists, we have the evidence, it's true, lock them up, kill them, and then like 20% of Republicans would be like, yay, he did it. Well, he purges the government of people who disagree with him. It'd be very, 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 very bad. QAnon believers get all of this from Q, an anonymous message board poster who started leaving messages on the anonymous anarchic 4chan message board in October 2017, predicting Hillary Clinton's arrest at the end of the month. Of course, that never happened. That didn't happen, of course, but QAnon grew anyway. Rather than decide that the failure of the Clinton arrest prediction meant QAnon had been discredited, supporters chose to believe that QAnon had to throw in disinformation into clues to throw off the deep state, or convince themselves that the real Hillary Clinton was in jail and the one we see in the news is a clone. Yeah, so QAnon has made specific predictions before, and many of them have gotten debunked, but it continues unabated. It's very frustrating. Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. I called my bio mom last month because stupid guilt decided to override my reasons for no contact. She is lost down the QAnon rabbit hole, or at least made me realize that no matter how much she said, she will always be smarter than me, and that I was stupid. She was so wrong. Yikes. Sorry to hear that. So QAnon is an excuse to create an oppressive regime? Wow. Yeah, basically. It's a fantasy world concocted to allow for the violent stamping out of political dissent. Think about, like, for instance, like when the Nazis rose to power, they rose to power off the back of the lie that, like, oh, you know why things are so bad? There's a secret cabal of Jewish bankers and business people who are plotting to destroy the motherland, to destroy Germany, and we need to stop them. QAnon's basically the same thing, except Democrats are the ones who are being demonized instead of a religious minority. Religious ethnic, you know. It's wild. Keep an eye on this shit, guys. It matters. Tucker White 94, shouldn't the fact that President Donald Trump, a man who's probably got access to what you've searched, hasn't done anything about it, yet tell you there's nothing to it? Like, what's stopping him from exposing these satanic cabal members right now? They think it's about keeping the cabal on their toes or something, and if he, like, just tells everyone what's going on, then they'll do something. It's, you know, it's your typical deflections. The Shadow Witch, something stupid started on 4chan, I'm shocked. Querulous Artisan with 10 bits, no worries, it strengthened my reasoning to remain no contact at this time. Good for you. I'm sorry she's like that. Found out who was behind QAnon, and then there's a link.
Just tell me what you've learned.
There's nothing funny about the tools
Applied
of capitalism.
fluoride doesn't prevent tooth decay. It does render teeth detectable by spy satellite.
I love the question. Zandil, thank you for subscribing with a 4-month streak. I'm scared of my mom in particular going down the QAnon path. She's already big on right-wing media. Soros is the big bad, etc. Yeah. Watch out for this shit, guys. Like, if you see family going down that road and you can handle, you know, interacting with them, stop that shit. We're going to go down a real bad path as a country if this sort of conspiracy thing continues. It's going to be real bad. So, that's QAnon. I don't have a lot else to say about it today, although we do have this QAnon person, so I guess we can also cover them in the same sort of chunk here. But first, let's go through the bingo card master list and see if there's anything else that needs to be marked off. Someone doesn't understand how cameras work? No. The gay agenda? No. Reptilians? No. Anonymous 4chan? Any other chan? Boom. Got it. So if you have 4chan on there, mark it off. 5G, forced sterilization, population control, the deep state. We got the deep state. Oops. So get the deep state. Ancient wisdom, numerology used as evidence, holographic and our fake sun and size, citing a study from the 18th or 19th century, fluoride and our halogen, scaremongering, vampires, chemtrails, thinly veiled anti-Semitism. A lot of QAnon stuff is thinly veiled anti-Semitism, so I'm going to count that. Ridiculous title, field of expertise, no. Satanic child abuse, that also gets, a lot of things get knocked off when you talk about QAnon. Satanic child abuse. My sister has gone down the essential oils rabbit hole, but she's not stupid enough to get so far as anti-vax, you hope. Keep an eye on it. It's real easy for people to slip from one to the other. Magical thinking infects everything. Catalina Gearbox with 10 bits. I think he tricked you into fluoride on the bingo. That doesn't count. I'm not counting the fluoride because that was a video someone sent and it wasn't an actual conspiracy. It was the question who is a conspiracy superhero detective character talking about it. That does not count. Don't mark off fluoride. Poor understanding of philosophy, something is a false flag, misattribution of coincidence, Baja Blasts, we have Baja Blast, or no we don't have Baja Blasts today, sorry. Harp, Hannah might die of laughter, expert, nope, that's not how science works, my research said not by a researcher, spurious symbology, doesn't understand the Matrix as a metaphor for being trans, racist, disbelief of historical events, Illuminati Freemasons, someone forgets correlation isn't causation. So, mark off the ones that we talked about that are marked off, otherwise... Let's continue with this QAnon video, but let me get mine on here first. I've never won bingo. I want to win bingo someday, guys. Do we have tracking microchips? Is Illuminati not Q? They seem to be out of fashion, bless them. No, that's a different thing. Although sometimes QAnon people will claim that the Cabal is also the Illuminati or the Freemasons or something, or that they're related, but they're not necessarily, unless they say so specifically. Is the Mandela effect been discussed? That's been blowing up right now? Haven't talked about it today. What happens when you win? I get to gift the sub to whoever I want. Or I'll do it randomly, probably. Just so I don't have some sort of bias. You thought I did win once? Nah. I've never actually won. There have been occasions where no one wins and I just gift it to a random person, but I actually haven't won. QAnon. So here's a QAnon video.
What up, Patriots? What's cracking? Alright, man. So, I just got some fucking shit on my YouTube. Some type of some more strikes or some shit. I had 2 of my Instagram accounts deleted. Alright.
MMO addicted. If Hannah wins, I will gift out 10 subs when I have the money. Ooh, I gotta win. Tiger White 94. Part of me hopes the Illuminati and QAnon are true, just so we can see 2 factions of dumb fucks go at it for the control of the world. That sounds awful. Hannah the screen. Oh, sorry. You're right. I forgot to switch it back. My B. Oh, cats are neat too. You have bingo? Cool. Did you link? Trying to find it. Sorry. Doon. Cats are neat too. Can you post a link to your bingo card so I can check it? Thank you. That didn't link to... That just linked to this. It didn't link to, like... your specific bingo card. It just linked to this, so I can't check it. Like, you gotta go into your bingo card and this actual link up here, you gotta post it. Can you see that? You know, the one that's up here. Oh, it's okay, I understand. Alright, I'll check that when it gets posted.
I'm getting tired of it.
So this guy's channel already has 2 strikes, guys. We should probably get him his 3rd strike and get this QAnon channel deleted from YouTube. That'd be great.
Feel a little bit of the pressure. Close.
Let me check again. Anonymous, Deep State, Free Space. Yep, you got it. Nailed it. Cats are neat too. Congrats on winning Tinfoil Tuesday bingo. Let me gift you a sub. Oh, you already have a sub. I'll write your name down. And you can, whenever your sub is up, let me know, and I will get that for you. Or if you want to gift it at some point to someone, let me know. Cats are neat too. Congrats, cats are neat too. I'm glad you won. I've been very snotty. I think I need to get my vents or something cleaned out at some point. I think they're blowing a lot of dust into the air, or get like an air filter or something.
Closing in from all sides, but these fucking haters are out here to bring us down. It's up to us to counteract their fucking negative ass, evil ass moves.
It's not about being a hater. It's about the fact that you're perpetuating false and profoundly dangerous conspiracy theories. No one is like out here being like, all these QAnon people, they're just telling the truth. Let's deplatform them. What's happening is you're spouting dangerous lies, and then people are going, oh, we should probably do something about that so people don't get hurt. There have already been situations. What do you mean screen? The screen is it's fine. Like what? You can see this, or you should be able to see this.
It's on us to fuck their world up. It's on us to fucking say fuck.
Is bingo over? We play for fun still, but that's the winner, you know. Oh, you needed to refresh. Gotcha.
Fuck you.
Anyway, what I was saying was, yeah, the QAnon thing, it's dangerous, and people have already gotten hurt. There have been QAnon people, and you can find multiple stories about this. I've read some on Tinfoil Tuesdays in the past. Parents who've had their children taken away due to divorce or abuse or whatever, and then they go and they kidnap those kids, and they think that they're, like, doing so in the name of, like, I'm gonna do this because the deep state has stolen my child. That's happened at least a couple times that I've read with 2 separate incidents. There have probably been more, though. There have been cases where someone tried to drive their car into a Canadian politician's, like, yard, and they were going to try and attack them. This ties into, although the people who kidnapped Governor Whitmer are not, or tried to kidnap Governor Whitmer, rather. I don't think they explicitly said QAnon stuff, but, like, that's in the same category, basically. We've also had QAnon people, like the Pizzagate stuff, someone show up to that pizza place with a gun and try and hold it up to save the children, air quotes. Like, it's a dangerous conspiracy belief. Querulous Artisan, Michigan has decided it's allergy season. I've been cleaning while I've been trying to pull work. Because it's slow, and it's been non-stop sniffles, sneezing. Same. Antipodian Squid with 10 bits. Don't forget the guy who prayed to Trump. QAnon. True. Wasn't there a QAnon F who shot up a pizza joint in D.C.? He didn't end up... I don't think he actually shot it up, but he did bring a gun with the intent, and he did point it at people. I don't think he actually ended up shooting anyone. I could be wrong, though. Because there was a conspiracy that was like, this pizza place in Washington, D.C., it's where the Satanist Democrats are doing, like, some of their murder child rituals in the basement. But the restaurant doesn't have a basement. It's a Pee Wee Herman Alamo situation. And it's hilarious outside of the fact that it is objectively like horrifying. It is horrifying that there are people who not only believe this nonsense but are taking violent action based on it. It's disgusting and horrifying, but also hilarious in the abstract because of how bizarre it is.
And to say Trump 2020. These fucking pieces of shit. I get more love on this fucking... I get more love from you guys, from you patriots, than I do from my own people I hold real dear to me. You know, I get nothing but hate.
By the way, this is something that you'll see parroted in a lot of QAnon content. They aren't always so blatant with it, but it really appears that a lot of people who are very, very into QAnon, for one reason or another, feel alienated in their lives from family and friends. They feel disconnected, so they find meaning in becoming part of this group that is in on some big secret that, you know, all the problems of the world are caused by not, you know, people with complicated, differing interests fighting with one another in order to succeed in trying to get their interests pushed forward, but instead, no, there's just an evil group of people who are evil and trying to hurt you. And that simplistic worldview is both comforting to them and allows them to have a community with other like-minded people. So it's an interesting social phenomenon. It really seems like it's a lot of it to do with people in isolation who don't know what to do with themselves, who feel lonely and isolated from other groups. I'm sure some actual, like, sociologist people will write some very interesting papers on this at some point. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. I get the whole QAnon thing was started by trolls on 4chan, but why didn't any of them think to say there are some Republicans involved in the satanic cabal? That way it's not nakedly transparent just how politically convenient to the right this is. Because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter how obvious it is that this isn't true. It doesn't matter. It's a useful political tool to control gullible, isolated people who aren't great at critical thinking, let's say. Towing 24, QAnon is an evolution of Pizzagate. It kicked off from the Podesta emails, thank WikiLeaks, and the horseshoe left. And then Daddy Sume with 10 bits. You mean like Christians and Satan? Like Christians and Satan, like what? Oh, like the idea that all the ills of the world are caused by a singular entity, and it's an easy scapegoat instead of recognizing that we live in a complex world with people pushing and pulling in tons of different directions. Yeah, basically.
I've been so attacked lately. I've been so attacked. I've been so
There's nothing funny about the tools
ridiculed.
of capitalism.
Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. I don't know the validity of these claims. I gotta look up sources and didn't see they are valid, but I heard people that came up with QAnon are known to be pedophiles and are trying to use people's radical political views to redirect their attention from them to trying to take down Democrats. Again, unsure of the validity, but I would not be surprised. That's a stretch. I don't think there's enough information out there to make any sort of claim like that. We know that a person who is definitely involved is, I think his name is Jim Watkins.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
He's the owner and founder of 8chan and 8kun, and he was also running a server that the QAnon website was running on. So it seems that if he's not QAnon, he is involved. I'd imagine QAnon is multiple people. Certainly the QAnon that is posting today is a different person or people than who posted originally on 4chan. At some point, there was like a clean break where there would be no way to confirm who was who, and at some point, this other people on 8chan or 8kun who have a trip code, so it is definitely the same group of people or the same individual
There's nothing funny
posting
about
these
the tools of
QAnon things,
capitalism.
and Jim Watkins knows this person in some way because it's being hosted on servers that Jim Watkins owns, so... Ironically, the QAnon website was being hosted on the same server as a lolly site. Yeah. Antipodian Squid with 10 bits. Because conspiracy theorists will believe conspiracy theories regardless of how much evidence there is that those conspiracy theories aren't true or how politically motivated they are. Yeah. Tucker White 94. So how do these QAnon people rationalize the many, many, many times Donald Trump has openly hugged and embraced the satanic cabal Democrats behind closed doors, including just a few days ago with Chuck Schumer inside the Oval Office? They claim that he's just working, he's being sly, he's playing 8D chess with them, is what they think. Same thing with, like, when you look at Donald Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And clearly, like, if there are celebrity people who are involved with Jeffrey Epstein, which there were, Donald Trump is certainly one of them, they will say, like, oh, he was undercover. He wasn't actually, you know, soliciting child prostitutes from Jeffrey Epstein. He was just gathering evidence that he could later use. Like, it's completely batshit. It's completely nuts.
And that's just to say the least. You know, people that I love the most. This shit's taking a toll on me, guys. I put in countless hours, regardless if I'm putting out videos or not. I put in countless hours to this shit, to this research, to this movement, everything I've done ever since this fucking hoax came out. and my world fucking completely flipped upside down. February. I'm tired of this shit. Can't get no fucking recognition. It's not about recognition. Some motherfuckers don't give a shit. People's platforms are being wiped out left and right. Mine's fucking probably next. It don't matter. I don't got shit going, really. There's only a select few that really give a fuck and have heart and are spreading positive messages.
This is incredibly sad. Because the thing about people who were into QAnon, like I said, a lot of them were already isolated, and then once you get involved in QAnon, a lot like a cult, it'll breed the idea that one should separate yourself from people who don't already believe or reinforce the cult belief systems, right? So, if you have family members who tell you, like, oh, QAnon's fake, you shouldn't believe that stuff. Ooh, they're part of the cabal. If not directly, then they're too brainwashed by the cabal and by Hollywood, and you need to separate yourself from them, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's self-perpetuating in that it finds vulnerable people and makes them even more vulnerable by separating them from their loved ones. It's real bad. And a lot of these people, I feel like in extreme situations, or what they feel to be extreme situations, for instance, Trump losing the election, they believe Donald Trump is the only hope to save the world, basically. So if Donald Trump loses the election, what are they going to do? They think this is, you know, their hero losing and this evil satanic cabal winning. What are they going to do? It's going to, I feel like we're going to see a lot more violence coming out of QAnon individuals coming up here in the next few years. It's going to be really, really bad, and it was definitely preventable if places like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter had banned this QAnon bullshit way, way sooner. So many people have bought into this at this point. Tucker White 94, so basically QAnon is like Scientology. It's never us that's wrong, even when we're so objectively wrong, it's those who oppose us that got it wrong, basically, yes. They actually have a thing that's built in where they'll say, like, disinformation is necessary. It's like a meme within the QAnon community. The idea being that anytime QAnon predicts something, like, oh, on this day there are going to be a bunch of arrests, or oh, on this day something will happen, and nothing happens, then they'll just say, oh, disinformation is necessary. QAnon isn't wrong. He's just sending out false information to trick the cabal. It's not that he's wrong. It's all kinds of mental gymnastics. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. So deeply depressing. This guy needs a hug and a friend. True.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Altered Grin. Oh, officer, I wasn't actually doing this cocaine I was just gathering the evidence, exposing them in 20 to 30 years.
People know that you could be fucking dead, fucking starving in the street, not knowing what the fuck they see in the background and what their image is, their perspectives. They don't know shit about you. They just want to fucking hurt you. People just want to fucking hurt you. And then you have people that act like they want to fucking help and they want to act like they want to do something for you.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Oh, God. Not Hannibal Lecter says, I've been a huge fan since Wide Chest F-Gate. Oh, God. Oh, I'm glad you stuck around after that.
Instead, they try to fucking criticize and judge and disrespect and ask questions about how you fucking make your fucking money. Don't ask me how I make my fucking money. It's none of your fucking business. And if you disagree with anything I say on this platform, you can go fuck yourself. This is my fucking business. This is what I fucking do. You don't got no respect for it, it's fuck yourself. I'm a man of God, but I fucking speak strongly, and my convictions are as solid as a fucking rock.
There's nothing funny about
I train martial arts, I'm a straight savage.
Sounds like he does illegal stuff. Yeah, it does.
And I still remain humble. I talk like a fuck. I'm pissed off right now. Because of all the bullshit, everybody's social media platforms getting fucking shut down. They erased 2 of my Instagram accounts. Alright? These fucking haters. Then I think somebody that fucking I used to fucking have feeling, you know.
Too edgy for me. Yeah.
Somebody's fucking close to me hacking into my accounts and shit, deleting my shit. I'm tired of it. I've given a lot to this. I've given a...
Big Booty Goth Queer with 10 bits. I love dark humor. My Kiki was put to sleep this weekend, and the lady who did it was amazing. We both had a dark sense of humor, and to get through it, and I appreciated that. I'm sorry that that happened, though. That's sad. I'm glad you found ways to cope, though. Daddy Sumi with 10 bits. I'm humble. I'm the most humble. I'm the mother humble motherfucker who's ever existed. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. How many women would I find tied up in this guy's basement? More than one, less than 6. Dr. Gamble with 10 bits. I'm humble, but if you say I'm wrong, then F you.
A lot to this. No, only on this fucking platform for the past
he made his money on a Wayfair.
month and a half. You know? Thanks to Prime. But other than that, people don't fucking know me. Don't question me. Don't question my fucking motives. Don't question my heart. Don't question my spirit. You fucking don't know shit about what I've been through.
Oof. This guy
You'll
angry.
fucking never understand it. And most people don't fucking have the fucking empathy.
Sounds like you have a lot of empathy, my friend.
Or the sympathy to even ask. And I ain't mad at nobody here. Trust me, I'm just frustrated for the people that send my life. I'm sorry, guys, because I love you. You guys, I have so much love for you guys because...
Anyway, back to laboring for my capitalist overlord.
You guys love for me, Pam, you know, Susan, all the love from Ireland and the UK, you know, the people around the world, South Africa, you know, I'm truly appreciative for this platform. I love you guys to death. I just want to express my frustrations right now for the people that are supposed to be close to our hearts. And I'm sure you guys feel the same. I'm sure you have people close to you you probably would give your life for. But there ain't no such thing as unconditional love unless you're talking about love from the Father.
Ugh.
I'm trying to grow stronger to where my anger or whatever it is.
Antipodian Squid, no empathy or sympathy, only rage. Oh, but not for his viewers. He loves those guys and is humble, okay? But F you, world.
This doesn't get the best of me, but I'm a very emotional person.
This is very up and down in terms of his emotional state. I'm wondering if this guy is maybe a little bit bipolar.
My heart on my sleeve.
Or manic depressive. I think the manic depressive is the common nomenclature. Sorry.
I'll straight fucking fight and I'll ride and die and I'll fucking do until I bleed, until I die. Fucking done. And I'll fight back to back for a motherfucking rider, a soldier that's got my back, a true patriot, somebody that has loyalty and a love in their heart. A lot of red fucking blood in their heart. I'll give my life for somebody.
He needs mental health care.
For a good cause.
Yeah.
For the right cause. If that person, but I'm very frustrated. I've been through so much shit.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Everybody's channel's getting shut down. I put a lot into this shit. Wow.
Tucker White 94, there's no such thing as unconditional love except from the Father. Well, unless you're gay, then you're to be stoned to death. Yeah, weird how that works, huh? It's weird when people say God loves unconditionally. It's like, what are you talking about? He wrote a whole book full of conditions. He wrote a whole thing that's like, here's what, don't do these things or else I'm gonna torture you for eternity.
I never made no fucking dime. I haven't made no money. I haven't worked a day since February 2nd.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Wing the Ultimate Nug with 100 bits, god damn it. Why is it all boiling down to our shitty country's non-existent mental health care? Yeah, if I had to pinpoint, if centuries from now, if humanity's still kicking, and they're trying to, be like, okay, America, the North America, United States in this era reached a boiling point. What are the key concepts that led to this? Like, we're talking about the fall of the Roman civilization, you need a bullet point. I would say, ooh boy, for-profit bias news networks like Fox News or even something like CNN that chases sensationalism, a lack of education, comprehensive education, based on critical thinking skills. Oversaturation of information via the internet, where people are getting tons and tons of misinformation, and their bubbles are sort of keeping them insulated from criticism. Mental health care and healthcare in general not being taken care of. Like, those are the top things, I think.
The day this fucking bullshit hoax came out, you know? That's when it really kicked it off. February, so that was Super Bowl Sunday. That's the last time I worked. Alright? I haven't made no money. I'm fucking dead broke.
Oh, he thinks COVID is a hoax. That's what he's talking about when he says a hoax. Tucker White 94. Future historians, we traced the downfall of the mighty United States of America to the day the band Sex Abacus received its first platinum album. I wish Sex Abacus had a platinum album. I wish Sex Abacus had a single song. That's a fictional band we made up 8 years ago, and we've never done a single ever.
I do this shit with a smile on my face, try to
shortage of empathy. Sure.
I look clean, try to present myself accordingly, you know, presentable. People don't know the fucking half of this shit. And I appreciate all the love. I appreciate just all you patriots. I'm gonna keep praying for everybody, because the only way out and the only way in is Jesus. And it sucks for the people that don't know that to be 100% true and 100% fact. It's not about believing. It's about knowing. And I know it. Jesus is the way.
At one point, I'm gonna search Sex Abacus, so I have to turn the screen off, because I'm sure I'll get some saucy results. But at one point, we had a fictional Sex Abacus album cover that was pretty good. I don't know if it exists anywhere still, but it was pretty great at the time when we had that. No, we just might not have that image anymore. Someone made us a fake album cover for Sex Abacus. The first album was going to be Counting on Our Fingers and Hoes, and we never ended up using it for anything, which is a shame. It was good. It was like a woman. It was a cartoon woman taking off her shirt, and then under her shirt was like the it was like the bars with the beads on them from an abacus. It was pretty good in terms of album cover design. Daddy Sume with 10 bits. I'm trying to convince you, not me. I am rock solid in my faith. This is about convincing you, not me. Yeah, I think he doth protest too much. What happened to the guy that made your Bible Reloaded intro? I don't know. We haven't heard from him in a long time. It's a shame. I'd like him to redo it with, correct name for me now. And I'd even, probably pay him. Because he did it for free initially, but I understand. He's probably got other stuff going on, but... yeah. It's in one of the TBR episodes. I'm rewatching them now. Okay. If you happen to come across it again, screenshot it and send it to me in as high quality as you can. I wish I could get that album cover back. It was cool.
We gotta stay true. We gotta stay collective. I'm gonna set this shit up. I have my backup channel running soon. All right, guys. Everybody, follow me on my Twitter. Follow me on my Facebook account. I just put up on I put a community post up to where it's got my description, my links in the description right there in the post. So, anyways, hyperlinks. You can go ahead and click on my Twitter and my Facebook. I love you guys.
You've heard your new intro with the right name? No, that doesn't exist. Did you dream that or something? That's not a thing that exists. You delete older stuff? Am I truly the only person that literally never deletes anything and just more and more hard drives? Yeah, it's not that I intentionally deleted it. It's just I've had multiple computers, so it probably just didn't get transferred over at some point. Jake might have a copy of it, though.
Forgive my anger right now. I'm very frustrated. I'm feeling alone, a little bit alone in a way, in a sense, because I got people that love me. People love me from far distances, that much more than my family and my friends, and that's for damn sure. And the people that you know what I'm saying, that I love, they're nowhere to be found. So, anyways, that's it. I'm gonna stop ranting. I'm ranting like a motherfucker. Please apologize. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I apologize. And I'm just gonna keep moving. It's another night. It's another night in the life. I'm gonna keep researching. I'm gonna try to pull up some updates for you guys. The censorship will fucking not. They will not stop me. They fucking cannot take me down. Fuck them. And if they take me down, fuck them. I'll get it going right back again. I don't give a shit if I lose the account. Fuck them. Where we go one, we go all. I love you guys. All right.
I'm so conflicted because on a human level, I feel incredibly bad for this guy because clearly he's going through a tough time and he's isolated and he doesn't know what to do and he's fallen hook, line, and sinker for this scam and he doesn't know why it's not working and why the things that Q has said aren't happening. So I feel like he's in a corner emotionally. He feels trapped and he doesn't know what to do. So it's interesting. I'll keep an eye on this channel and see if it gets deleted or if he continues or what. All the QAnon stuff, though. Very, very concerning. We'll continue to keep an eye on that in the future. You know what time it is, folks? I think it's time to peep the Gleason. So Nathan Thompson, famous flat earther. This is a new video from yesterday. He's gone to another church. There's a part 1 and part 2 of this, so let's take a look and watch him extol the virtues of the flat earth to a bunch of Christians. Let's see how this goes.
Photoshop. Like, I hate Photoshop.
Nice. She hates Photoshop? That's a weirdly specific thing to hate.
You ever met a flat earther?
Met a what?
A flat earther? We'll be the first.
What does that mean?
So, hey, love, Jesus said if you don't know the earthly things, you're not going to understand the heavenly things, right?
Thank you.
My pleasure. You're part of my no mask family?
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
It is Photoshop, but it has to be Photoshop. A mirage. A lie. What you're seeing here is a mirage. A lie is a lie.
So berserk, but who?
Bible teaches flat earth.
I was just a tiny kid.
He's just doing that. He legit thinks that, like, every time he leaves a pamphlet on someone's car or hands it to someone, that he is convinced them the earth is flat. I want to know the actual numbers. I want to know, out of the thousands and thousands of pamphlets that Nathan has put out over the years, has even a single person converted to be a flat earther? Like, viscerally, I want to say no. But there are people who are flat earthers. Not very many, but they do exist. So statistically, if he's handing out 10,000 of these, you'd think he'd maybe get one person, you know? Isn't this the creeper that chased down a NASA employee? Yes. And Daddy Sume says 12, Hannah. You're guessing 12? Okay.
Nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
No masks, you're legit triggered. We're all gonna be triggered. All these people in this place going around with no mask, they're all gonna get sick. Or get other people sick. It's gonna be ridiculous. But yeah.
Hey, love, Jesus said if you don't know the earthly things, you're not going to understand the heavenly things, right?
Oh, this guy's the guy who got arrested for, Video.
Hey guys!
So he went to an elementary school, and he doesn't have a kid at this school or anything. He's like a single dude, and, well, here's this.
Hey guys, you gotta research the flat earth, okay? The earth is flat. It's not a moving ball. Okay? Does anybody want a flyer? Yeah!
Oh, this isn't even the right
Hey,
one.
guys, don't worry, it's just a piece of paper. Don't let him scare you. Don't let him scare you. It's just a piece of paper.
This is a completely different time he did that. He's done this multiple times. Here's the one he got arrested for.
Hey guys, real quick. I got a flyer for you. Check it out. No, I'm sorry, we can't. I can't give him a flyer? Hey guys, check this out real quick.
Nathan, no. Bad Nathan.
Flat earther Nathan Edward Thompson was arrested.
Anyway, he got arrested for that. And he got like a restraining order from all the schools around him.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
She was only repeating what she'd been taught. I went through life believing.
I'm gonna give you guys something to talk about.
Okay. Flat Earth.
Stationary too.
Okay.
Just like God said. Said it's immovable, it's on foundations. And
Oh, I got another one for you to show you what a dirtbag Nathan is. Nathan Thompson, ex-girlfriend. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna calm down.
My child is...
So this is Nathan and his ex-girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend is filming because he's about to get very, very scary. Yes, trigger warning for domestic abuse and violence and anger. Just so everyone knows, if that's gonna, like, be too much for you, maybe drop out for, like, a couple minutes while we watch this. Okay? Okay.
My child is asleep.
Her kid is asleep in the room with her.
I'll let you brush your teeth and stuff, but you're not sleeping in my bed tonight.
Why did they put weird music on this? Is there a version without the music? No, probably not. That's a shame.
I'm gonna calm down, cause
I want you to go. I would like you to go, Nathan. Not tonight. But just, I want you to stay away from me. When you calm down, I will.
I swear I had a version of this somewhere that doesn't...
I'm gonna calm down, cause
Here we go.
I'm going to sleep now.
Open the door. I gotta brush my teeth and everything. You're not gonna be a fucking bitch about it.
My child is asleep.
I don't care. I'll break the fucking door. I live here.
I'll let you brush your teeth and stuff, but you're not sleeping in my bed tonight.
Door. Fucking door. You are gonna let me brush my teeth. You let me do whatever the fuck I want, because I live here. Fucking pay rent. Bullshit, dude. Fucking emotional fucking wreck. I can't deal with it.
I want you to go.
Get out of my room and don't even say anything? Are you kidding?
I would like you to go, Nathan.
All right, open
Not
the door.
tonight. But just, I want you to stay away from me.
Open the door.
When you calm down, I will.
I'm calm. Open the door.
Alright, are you gonna brush your teeth and then get out?
Open the door, or I'm gonna bang on the door until you open it. Are you ready?
My daughter is asleep,
You
Nathan.
ready?
You can stop.
You want more of that? I can do another 100. No problem. Open the door. Not gonna lock me out of my own fucking house.
You're not locked out of your house. There's a whole nother apartment in there.
Open the door.
He's banging on the door. Someone asked, why is he banging on the door? They had some sort of altercation. They had some sort of argument. So she went to bed and locked the door. And now he is demanding that she let him in and her daughter are in there.
Live here.
It's her daughter. It's not Nathan's daughter. I think it was a daughter she had from a previous relationship.
Kayla? Capiche?
I have nothing to say to you.
I don't care if you don't have anything to say to me. I just need you to confirm that I'm not going to have to bang on this door again tonight.
I'd appreciate if you didn't. You just woke up my 2-year-old.
Okay, cool. I woke up your 2-year-old because you locked me out of my room?
I would have let you back in. I just needed a minute to cool off. Thank you.
Hey, you need 10 minutes to cool off.
I just don't want to be around you. You make me sick to my stomach.
Okay, cool. So I'm not going to hang around you.
Good,
I just
please
don't want any
leave.
more problems.
So that's a confirmation that you're leaving?
What, Carly?
Sorry, mommy.
Yeah, sorry to mommy. I didn't mean to be loud and wake you up. Sorry.
Stop really waking up.
Sorry.
You gotta go.
There's my mommy.
My kids shouldn't have to see or hear that kind of stuff. They've had.
Cool.
So Nathan is a monster. Good news, though, as far as we know, after that incident, her and Nathan broke up. I don't know anything about her now. I hope she's, and her daughter are doing well. But Nathan is single, as far as I know, so he's not in a position to harm anyone else or do that kind of stuff. What a scumbag. Yeah. Wind Chanter with 10 bits. This dude needs to be watched. He's gonna hurt someone, yeah. Quite possibly.
And he says the sky isn't space, he says it's a firmament with sun, moon, stars for signs and seasons. So if we're blasting through space, there's no signs, there's no seasons in the sky. It's just a bunch of gases and balls colliding.
Oh, Nathan is currently couch surfing his fellow flat earthers because he's homeless. That's depressing. All the flat earth stuff always tends to be super duper depressing.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
The sky is fermented. What did he say?
I want no seasons in the sky. Signs and seasons. So if we're blasting through space, there's no signs, there's no seasons in the sky. It's just a bunch of gases. So it isn't said.
Flat Earth.
Stationary too.
Okay.
Just like God said.
Oh, firmament. Firmament. The firmament is in flat Earth. The idea that the Earth is... I always have trouble explaining this without a picture. Firmament. The firmament is an ancient view of the world. It was incorrect, obviously, as we found out. But it is mentioned in the Bible, and some, ancient civilizations had this view of the world. It was incorrect, obviously. Firmament. Fermentament. The firmament, yes, that was early on in TBR episodes. We talked about this, too. The firmament is the idea that the Earth is like this flat plane, much like flat earthers believe, and then underneath it is the underworld, or in Jewish tradition, Sheol, or Sheol, Sheol. I'm not very good with the pronunciation. And then you have the sun, the stars, and the moon that are all very close to the Earth, like pretty darn close. And then those are all connected to the firmament. The firmament being a literal dome, a clear dome that goes over the entirety of the surface of the flat Earth. And then above that dome, there is another ocean, the ocean of heaven, which is why certain ancient peoples believed the sky was blue, because it was just another ocean up there. And then when it rained, it was because, it was opening up to let water from the sky ocean to come through. It's a very ancient belief system. It is one that is extolled in Genesis, though. So if you're a biblical literalist, that is something that might go along with it. Not to most even creationists, but there are people like Nathan Thompson, who is a Christian, a fundamentalist Christian, and will use this as a justification for saying, well, of course the Earth is flat. The Bible says it is, because it does. The thing is, though, the Bible was written by people who didn't have a very clear understanding of how the world worked. So you probably shouldn't take what they have to say about science, you know, literally. Nathan is a Christian zealot who harasses people and beats his girlfriend. Are we sure this isn't Brett Keane? Roasted.
About the tools of capitalism.
The Ender 92. Dang, I always knew I knew I was in the Truman Show. Yeah, the Truman Show's another good explanation of what a firmament is, and that you had a dome over everything. Same here, except, you know, the Earth is larger than the Sea Haven Island that Truman lived on.
Said it's immovable, it's on foundation.
Hello, Edge Grinder,
and he
welcome.
says the sky isn't space, he says it's a firmament, with sun, moon, stars for signs and seasons. So if we're blasting through space, there's no signs, there's no seasons in the sky. It's just a bunch of gases and balls colliding and... I want to show you look lovely.
Or it's flowery language to explain that human beings look to the stars to keep track of time and location, which is a thing ancient peoples did. They navigated by the stars. They used the stars to know what time of year it was before they had proper calendars. Like, yeah, that's what they're talking about, Nathan. The atmosphere is gases, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And also, our atmosphere has nothing to do with the existence of stars.
There's nothing funny
They're very
about
far
the tools
apart.
of capitalism.
Querulous Artisan, wasn't it proven the Earth was round before Christianity came about? Christianity? Yeah, but we're not talking about Christianity. Genesis is an ancient Jewish text from, like, the Talmud that predates Christianity by, like, millennia. So we're talking about very, very ancient beliefs.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Eoin80 with 10 bits. I love that he says he is an emotional wreck, but uses that as an excuse for the abuse, and no, instead of trying to realize the effect that might have on the people around him, or not, instead of trying to realize, yeah. Daddy Sume, the atmosphere is gases, like farts. Do you believe that? Come on. That sounds like a line from Idiocracy. The atmosphere is gases? What, like farts?
Have a great day. Yep. Nice church. People here are nice. I love.
Let's see, actually, when the Old Testament was written. When was Genesis written? Boop, 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 boo. Tradition credits Moses as the author of Genesis, as well as the books of Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, but modern scholars, especially from the 19th century onward, see that as a product of the 6th and 5th centuries BC. So we're talking like 600 BCE, you know? Quite a while ago. Like half a millennia and more away from the birth of Jesus. So pretty old belief systems.
I love sharing flowers with Christians. It's my favorite.
And that's just when they were actually written down, too. Like, oral traditions in the Jewish faith go back much farther before they end up written down. Daddy Sume, Idiocracy was prescient. It predicted Trump. No, see, people say that. No, there are many things you can say about what was his name? President something Herbert Camacho, but Camacho recognized that he was an idiot, and when a smart person came along, he got that smart person and said, "Come here, and we will listen to you, and so you can help us fix things." Trump doesn't do that. Trump thinks he's a genius.
They're not all demon possessed.
Tucker White 94. So how does Nathan dance around the fact that we've had tons of people literally circumnavigate the Earth? We can see the Earth from space. We measure the circumference of the Earth and observed objects in the solar system that don't revolve around the Earth like the moons of Jupiter. The circumnavigation of the Earth. A lot of flat earthers believe that all pilots are in the conspiracy, or they believe that the system is done in such a way so you just sort of circle around the circumference of the flat Earth, and that somehow is the same as circumnavigating on a globe. And the under 92... Oh, there's other stuff too. See the Earth from space? They don't believe space exists. They believe NASA and all of their space agencies are part of the conspiracy, and they're lying. They just don't think space exists. Measure the circumference of the Earth and observed objects in the solar system that don't revolve around the Earth. They just think that's all fake too. The under 92, Camacho was a stand-up guy who cared about his people, nothing like Trump. True.
Pearl traveling through space on a road to nowhere.
Who? Tattoos?
I was taught that there ain't no creator.
You're part of my no mask family?
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. They're lying about more than just the disease. Yeah, pretty sad. Psalm 2 says, why do the nations rage and plot a vain thing? The kings of the earth take up arms against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their chains and cast them asunder. And God laughs. I love.
Is it just infinity water beyond the firmament? I don't know. I actually couldn't answer that question for you. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a limit to the water. In fairness, I don't know. Well, the firmament, the water above the firmament was part of like old beliefs. I don't know if the water above the firmament is part of modern flat Earth belief. They believe there's a firmament. I'm not sure if they believe there's an ocean above it, like it says in the Bible.
Love that line.
Which, by the way, in case you're curious, that's where some of the waters, at least from Noah's flood, came from the waters above, and some of it came from waters below, which they claimed were like basically underground wells of water that sprung up and that's what caused Noah's flood.
You ever met a flat earther?
Met a what?
A flat earther? We'll be the first.
What does that mean?
So God says the earth's immovable and it's stationary, but they're teaching kids in school that we live on a ball that's tilted and spins around the sun. Not true. They tell us that space is...
It is... I don't like when he bothers NASA employees, which he does occasionally. I really like when he talks to Christians about this. Because what he's saying is not wrong from a scriptural point of view, right? The Bible does basically say the earth is flat. So what do you do with that information when you're a Christian and you're like, I believe the Bible 100%? It's one thing if you're like a liberal Christian that like believes in Christianity and some of the key things, like thinking that Jesus is the Son of God or whatever, which I also don't believe, but hey, whatever, do you, I don't care. But like, if you're not a literalist who thinks that like Genesis happened literally, all you gotta do is be like, it was just people writing and they didn't really know what they were talking about. But like, if you're a literalist Christian who's like, I don't believe in evolution or the Big Bang because the earth is literally 6,000 years old because the Bible says so. Well, the Bible also says the earth is flat. Do you also believe the earth is flat? You kind of have to if you believe one.
Tools of capitalism.
The Ender 92 with 100 bits. Hannah, I love you in chat, but honestly, this guy makes my skin crawl more than anyone else you show. I'll be back later maybe, but if not, have a good evening. Well, thank you. Tucker White 94. So what's the flat earther's explanation for what causes seasons? Because if the earth is flat, then it can't be axial tilt. It's very stupid. They believe the sun has, and this is going to depend, again, flat earth, because it's not a real thing. Different people have different explanations. But the one I've commonly seen is that the earth will sort of make a trip in a circle around the outer edges of the earth, and the circumference of the circle that it makes changes, causing longer or shorter trips, which, depending on the time of the year, which causes seasons. It's bullshit, obviously, but that's what I've seen from, like, globe busters and people like them.
It's above our heads. It's the opposite of Scripture. Scripture says heaven is above your head, and it's separated by a firmament. And they say water's up there, not space. So when the astronauts go to space and say, oh, there's nothing up here, there's no heaven, they're lying. So that's why I'm out here sharing with people.
Did you do the service?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was my first time here. I live in Virginia now, but I'm from California.
You just visiting?
Just visit. I came to see her.
Where are you from? England.
Lovely. You live here now? Good stuff. You like it better here or better in England?
I like my culture better.
Why come up with an explanation at all? Why not just say it's all God magic? Because not every flat earther is necessarily a fundamentalist Christian. There's a pretty big crossover, but even those who are Christians still want to come up with scientific explanations for it because they recognize that, you know, just saying, well, I believe it because it's like a religious belief. They recognize that that doesn't typically hold up for your average person. Even your average Christian is going to be like, okay, that's kind of weird, though, and they won't fall for it. So they try and back up the false beliefs that they have with basically pseudoscience and bad models and bad experimentation to try and bolster the bad ideas that they have. It's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my kids were born here, so this is...
Are you a photographer?
I am a photographer.
Really?
Cool.
Oh, me too. I do some astrophotography of the sky. Let me show you real quick one of my videos. And
all the pictures of the planets and all that is CGI.
It's not. Yeah.
No, it's not. See, there they are, extolling the idea that, like, pictures NASA, or even, I guess, amateur astronomers, because if you're an amateur astronomer and you have, like, a decent telescope you paid, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars for, you can take pictures of planets and moons and all that stuff. But apparently they think all of it's CGI, even though they themselves could go and buy a telescope. Let's look at a nice telescope, okay? Telescope for astrophotography. There we go. Like, telescopes aren't cheap. I'm not gonna say they're super cheap or anything, because they're not. Like, this is like a $279, $299. This one is $600. This one's almost $1,000. I think these are going up in terms of price as we go. So you can, like, if you're doing astrophotography, which is a cool hobby, if you're into that sort of thing, like, a flat earther wouldn't necessarily be priced out of doing this themselves. I think Nathan Thompson is pretty broke right now, but, like, Globe Busters, which has a bunch of members and they have a bunch of money, I mean, they spent $20,000 on a laser gyroscope, which just proved the Earth was rotating, which was hilarious because they were trying to disprove that. But, like, they have the money that they themselves could go buy some of these telescopes and set them up and take pictures. Because, like, again, if NASA was faking every picture of the moon and of Mars and Venus, then you should easily, with like $600, $700, $2,000 even, whatever, this one's $279, go out and, like, take pictures and be like, wow, look, this doesn't look like these planets, but they do, so they can't go do that. Can they even explain what CGI is? They know it's a thing that's in a computer. I think that's about it. The Shadow Witch with 20 bits. The model they push is, I use the term model loosely, would only work if the sun changed in angular speed, depending on if it was in Cancer, Capricorn, etc., which violates conservation of momentum, not to mention the law of perspective. The sun could never set. I mean, these people drive me insane. I say F equals MA, and they say nuh-uh. Yeah, it's frustrating.
I hate Photoshop. Like, I hate Photoshop.
Nice.
They're very obsessed with this shot of this person floating through the ISS, and they think it shows him on a wire for some reason, even though it definitely doesn't. And I don't know why they think it does. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. So the Ring of Saturn that I spotted with my $60 telescope that I bought from Walmart are fake? Yep, they faked it just for you. You're very special.
So I recorded that myself. Now, if I asked you, what is that? What would you say?
It looks like a reflection in water.
Reflection in water, yes. And God said...
Oh, God, Nathan, you need a better telescope. That's so bad.
There's water above, right? That's a star. So they tell us that these are balls of gas.
Because they are, Nathan. It looks like that because you're probably looking at it through A, relatively cheap telescope, and B, because you're looking at it from very, 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 very far away. They paint all the lenses of the telescopes with their lies.
What did you take? What did you take that
P1000 Nikon. It's the highest zoom power camera in the market.
Oh my God, he's not. I've made a grave error. I guess I thought Nathan put in the minimum effort of actually using a telescope when in fact he literally just took his camera and zoomed in as much as he could to try and take a photo of a star. Nathan,
There's nothing funny about
you idiot. That's not how that works. That's not astral photography. You need to use a telescope, you dingus. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. I need the to nerd rage at Nathan for a moment because those balls of gas are actually plasma. Yeah.
Yeah. I love your earrings and your necklace. Yeah, she's all photographied up, guys. Ah! Well, you're the coolest person we've met so far today. Look at your shoes. She's all decked out.
Oh, cool.
Well, Reddit probably isn't.
There's nothing
Astral
funny about the tools of
photography. Oops. Amateur astrophotography. Like, these are being filmed by just randos on Reddit with decent cameras hooked up to decent telescopes, right? Like, Nathan, you guys can see these, right? I have a special thing installed that I can just hover over images and see them. I'm hoping it shows up on the Streamlabs. I'm not sure if it does, though. But, like, you could go and do this with a moderate buy-in. I mean, if you're poor, it's not moderate. Like, I can't go out and buy this telescope tomorrow and it not, you know, hurt me financially. But what I'm saying is, like, if you are a group of flat earthers, probably at least one of you has the ability to go buy a camera and go and take pictures like this. Like, it's amazing. It really is. It's so, so cool. And you can go and do it. You can go and do it yourself. Instead of pointing your camera with no telescope at the sky and expecting to get images that look like anything. What are the top all time on here? Probably really good. Lunar eclipse from Rome. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
The Shadow Witch, you just need a decent telescope, an equatorial mount, and long exposure. Yeah. Tilt-shifted Andromeda Galaxy. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Moon during the day. The Shadow Witch. You just need a decent Oh, read that one. Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. I've seen pictures of the moon with a telephoto lens on my camera. I mean, a lens that costs thousands of dollars and it still comes out blurry. That's how far the moon really is. Yeah. Yeah. You need a telescope to get good images. And some of them think the moon is, like,
there's nothing funny about the tools of
flat too, which is confusing to me because if you look at the moon from, like, a decent telescope, you can straight up see it's not flat. EONB 80, idea for us to make all flat earth money, set up a NASA fake office where we have someone walk through the crappy GoPro to leak all the Photoshop going on. That would be kind of funny. Like if you think the moon is flat, like, how do you look at this picture and think the moon is flat? You can see, like, you can see it's not flat. You can see it's a three-dimensional sphere. Very, very strange.
Well, we're going to keep sharing with people.
Great, yeah, they did.
And you keep that beautiful smile, all right? I think we got a red pill the youth here. Hey, big guy.
Red pill the youth. Nathan, despite his arrest for harassing children, has never learned his lesson. And when he sees a kid, he will do the same thing. He's going to end up in jail, guys. I don't know if he'll end up in prison, but he'll end up in jail for like a 6-month sentence at some point for doing this stuff.
Can you give this to your mom and dad? I appreciate you. Looking sharp, too. I like your hair.
I want to know who this woman is who's hanging out with Nathan, and if she's dating him in any way. Please. Please. Whoever this woman is. And I don't really want to know. No one go and search out this person. This is their business. Run. Run as fast as you can away from this man. Please. This is a danger zone, okay? He is not a good guy. We need a cleanser. Can we watch that infomercial? Yeah, after we're done with this, we will.
Let's go, babe.
Once you get to that point of understanding, and once you know there ain't no moon,
There is a part 2 to this video, though, that I at least want to skim through.
Hey, guys. You know they're lying to the kids about the shape of the Earth yet?
MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Hannah, if I ever make a model or discover an effect, I'm going to name it the Sex Abacus Effect just for you. I mean, using Polish, I may potentially form something similar to Sex Abacus as an abbreviation. Well, that's something for my doctorate. Well, thank you.
It ain't just
the Bible teaches a flat Earth.
He just called her babe. Oh, God. Oh, God. I hope she's okay. I really do.
Immovable on pillars.
I'm afraid I'm going to wake up to, like, people tweeting me one day, and I'm going to open my Twitter mentions, and it's going to be articles about Nathan Thompson murdering his girlfriend or something, and I'm going to be like, ah! You've been warned! The most plausible conspiracy.
So,
It ain't some ridiculous spinning
shame to
ball.
judge a matter before hearing it out.
God created it all.
Folly and a shame. Hey guys, real quick, I just want to give you something to talk about.
If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Heavily Sent.
Alright, let's watch part 2 of this, and then we will jump over to a cleanse, and then we'll do some other stuff.
They teach in school it's in space.
Yes.
It's not true.
I agree.
Yes!
The firmament.
Oh no, another flat earther!
My dude! Yes!
Oh, you want, what is the most plausible conspiracy theory? I thought you were saying me saying Nathan might murder his girlfriend is the most plausible conspiracy theory. What do I think the most plausible conspiracy theory is? Probably, I don't know, I mean, this would be a conspiracy. Probably the idea that the wealthy intentionally in the media
Nothing funny about the tools
sow
of capitalism.
messages to, how do I put this, separate the lower classes and get them to fight amongst them ourselves rather than recognizing the huge amount of inequality that exists economically. Like the idea that intentionally trying to be like, oh, we're going to make politics very divisive and divide people so they don't actually recognize that we're, you know, picking their pocket. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. That one's up there too. Yeah. Yours is FDR knew about Pearl Harbor and allowed it to happen. I don't know anything about that. That's not a conspiracy, Hannah. It's an outright fact. I mean, there have been real conspiracies, guys. Conspiracy doesn't automatically mean made-up thing. A conspiracy is just when, like, a group of people get together and plot to do something. So, like, I'm talking about a plausible conspiracy. That's what it is. But that's just reality. Yeah, that's why I used it as my most plausible one, guys, because I think that is reality.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Your favorite conspiracy that Elvis is currently living in Alaska as a bear hunter? Gulf of Tonkin incident is probably one of the most confirmed. I'm actually not familiar.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Let me see, is there anything else I missed?
Someone says what's up, it's because they don't know what's up.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell people what's up. It's a firmament, and above that,
Elvis didn't die, he just went home. Alright, Tommy Lee Jones.
Heaven.
That's so good.
With
Watergate was a conspiracy? True, it was. Like, conspiracies do happen.
Exactly, right?
Where-
So, you're awesome.
Thank you.
Hey, quick question. The sun. Is the sun in space, or is the sun in the firmament?
It is Photoshop, but it has to be. It is Photoshop, but it has to be. It is Photoshop, but it has to be.
There's nothing funny about the tools
MMO
of
addicted with 10 bits. One of my big fears is typing tired and accidentally misgendering you. It happens once in the first days of your streaming, not long after you came out, and I felt so bad. Like, why does she and he differ just by a single letter, which can easily be missed, but they may just be crippling anxiety, making me second guess. Hey, if someone misgenders me genuinely accidentally, I understand. I get it. I understand. There have been a couple incidences since I came out where I actually misgendered myself just because I was so used to using he, him pronouns prior to, you know, coming out. But, like, if it's an accident, I understand. Like, just be like, oh, sorry, she. It's okay.
What you're seeing
It's only when people do it intentionally to be an a-hole that it gets on my nerves early.
here is a mirage.
A lie is a lie, and it don't matter how many
Super good. Let's find the pastor.
Okay.
Well, is it like me?
You feel bad about singing the Bible Reloaded theme in my head on occasion? I mean, you can just replace the old name for me with the new one. I think it has the same number of syllables. Yeah, they're both 2-syllable, and they sound similar, so it'll work. But even if you don't, it doesn't, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. It's just a song.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
Eoin80 with 50 bits. What's the end goal, though? If it's true, I don't think the governments are going to be like, oh my god, you know, let's turn off all the CGI. Yeah, that's an answer I've never gotten clearly from Flat Earth. When you ask what would the purpose be of lying about the shape of the Earth, the most I've ever gotten is certain Christian Flat Earthers claiming it somehow makes people less likely to be Christian. Like, oh, if the Earth is round, then Genesis is wrong, even though there are way, way more important things I'd argue are wrong in Genesis outside of, you know, the shape of the Earth. But yeah, it's never been made clear to me what the end goal is or why.
Up nightly, tip of the beat shining, oh so brightly, a sight.
They're looking for the pastor, but this looks like a giant mega church. And in a giant mega church, you don't necessarily have access to the pastor as the, you know, as a person in the congregation.
Hold together like.
Look at this. Yeah, it's a pretty big church.
For you, Eric.
Oh, thank you.
Looking sharp, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
Is there an instrumental version of your theme song so we could have a karaoke night where your audience re-sings the song? That we do actually have just an instrumental version, yes. Don't bother these women while they're praying, Nathan. I'm not even religious, and I have more respect for a religious, like, belief than to get in the middle of people praying. You have no idea what they're praying about. This is probably, like, a real moment for them, even if it's, you know, whatever. It's not, today's not the day for me to criticize prayer, okay? But, like, they think it's real, so it's a dick move if you're about to interrupt them. Oh, God! Oh, God, no!
They were praying and I put it in their bag. That's so funny. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to my car.
There's nothing funny about
74 Quinn 74, I'm feeling truly unsettled about this song not being updated, but I specifically remember it. RIP.
All over this great big world. They told us that we lived on a sphere.
Is that the guy that was on stage?
What's up?
You were awesome today, bro.
I'm so embarrassed by Nathan.
That's what the Bible says. The firmament with the sun, the moon, the stars is what's up.
What's up?
What they teach the kids is that there is no up. It's all relative. If you're in Australia, up is down.
Yeah.
Nathan, no. Up is away from the center of the earth. So for me, this is up. This is up because the earth's center is down there. Okay? If you're in Australia, up might be a different direction than I consider up, but that doesn't mean it means nothing. Up is talking about a direction away from the center of the planet that you are on, or whatever you happen to be on, I guess. People in Australia aren't upside down. They're just on a different part of the earth. Why is there flat earth music? Because there's a lot of people in the flat earth community who like to make music about it. Tiger White 94, these women are probably praying, "Dear Lord, please let Hannah and Jake see the light and abandon their satanic ways of eating hickory-smoked babies. Amen." Antipodian Squid, what do you mean? I stand in my head constantly. Clearly. You should probably maybe call Nathan. He'll be interested in your story.
So when everyone says what's up, it's because they don't know what's up.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell people what's up. It's a firmament, and above that, heaven.
That's so good.
With exactly, right?
Where
So,
are you here for the first time at celebration?
I'm from California. I flew in from Virginia.
Okay.
And I'm first time here. Yeah, I love your church. Amazing message. That pastor was on fire.
Yeah. He did such
He was so good.
Yeah. What's your name?
Nathan.
Nathan, name's Avery, man.
Avery, pleasure to meet you.
Alicia. Now I put an F on it. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what's funny is you said you went up there and said God spoke to me and
Wing the Ultimate Nug says, like that one famous math dude said direction and time is relative. What was his name? Eaton Evans?
Said to send a revival here. I told her minutes before you got on stage, wouldn't it be cool if there was a revival here? Remember when I was telling you that? And then you came out on stage and said, God spoke to me, and I was like, I just heard the same exact thing. And I told her about it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that is our prayer that we...
All these people being this close together, and this lady's not even using her mask correctly, it makes me so uncomfortable watching all these people blatantly disregard, like, any kind of safety. This lady's also not wearing her mask correctly. None of them are distancing from each other. Jouster's End with 10 bits. Honestly, Hannah, I have a hard time watching this guy, too, because I cringe and get embarrassed, yeah.
Have, even within our student ministry, that God would send revival here, and it's just been a prayer for us, bro. I got to connect with this mom real quick, but I want to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. Where's the pastor? You think we could find him? Hey, is the pastor back there?
I don't know.
I want to talk to him. I don't know. Does he hang out here or anything?
Which pastor?
The one who was on stage.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he typically they'll hang out for a little while.
Over this great big world, they told us that we lived on a sphere. Now it don't seem.
Oh, this guy was on stage singing.
Pulled off your whole sleeve.
You look sharp up there singing, bro.
Sir, appreciate it.
Yep. First time here. I'm from California.
Nice.
You guys got
be there too.
You guys got an awesome church. What part of Cali?
Most recently Central Valley.
Yeah, right on. I was down by Saddleback College in Orange County. So.
Yeah, my wife grew up in Orange County.
Right on. Cool. Good stuff, dude. It's good to see you up there, dude.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Good music, man. That was moving.
Thank you. Come back.
Yeah, I'll try. I will. If I'm in Texas, I'll be here. Can I give you something?
Yeah, of course.
It's about scripture.
Yeah, Bible teaches.
A.L. Ball. Is the sun in space or is the sun in the firmament?
What's the firmament?
The firmament. Genesis 1 talks about the sun, the moon, the stars were placed in a firmament.
Oh.
A dome structure.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I was saying firmament.
No, it's firmament.
Firmament.
Yeah. Or like a barrier of some sort. So that sun, they teach in school, it's in space.
Yes.
It's not true.
I agree.
Yes!
The firmament.
My dude! Yes! Yeah. I like your style, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you.
You help out here?
I do. I help in Celebration Kids and on the interpreting team.
Right on. My first time here, dude. You guys run a really good church.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And the service, the message and the music was great. So came up, approached us, and talked to us about in Texas. What, are you gonna get some vegan food? I'm hungry. I'll see you guys later.
Is Nathan a vegan? I didn't know that.
Guys, so the lead security here at the church just came up, approached us, and talked to us about the flyers. He didn't even tell us not to hand them out anymore. He didn't even say he was upset. He said, I want to know more. I think you could teach me something. Can I take you to coffee?
Tucker White 94 with 10 bits. Why are so many people still hanging out at church after service? Where's the giant bum rush to get out of the parking lot to the Ruby Tuesdays? I'm sure a lot of people did leave early.
That's what happened. That is crazy. So.
Favor. God's
favor. Yep. So service to many leads to greatness. That's what Jesus said. He said, if you want to be great, don't try and be served. Go serve. So, wish you all the best. God bless you and your families. Later, guys.
I'm very concerned for the safety of this woman. She may be a stupid flat earther, but she does not deserve to deal with Nathan's temper, let's say. Anyway, let's do a cleanse and then we'll do something else.
Mom, can I have a popsicle?
No, honey, you'll spoil your...
I did not dab. This would be dabbing.
Hey parents, tired of those out-of-control kids? Throwing embarrassing tantrums wherever they go. At the grocery store, on the playground, even at the dinner table. You've had it with parenting, but wait, there is a solution. Introducing Nap Time, the latest, most effective tool for child tantrum prevention. It's simple. Just douse a rag with our patented Sleepy Time formula, place it over your child's cry hole, press and hold gently for 8 to 12 seconds, and presto, no more tantrum.
I was beginning to think adoption was the only way out. Then a friend of mine introduced me to Nap Time. It's never been so quiet around here.
The secret lies in Nap Time's revolutionary fast-to-sleep formula. Developed by military-trained scientist doctors from NASA, Nap Time's powerful molecules rush to the child's brain on contact, gently inducing instant tranquility.
This is chloroform.
Already put those wallet-draining crap factories out on the street? That's okay! Nap Time works in any situation. On the golf course. An awkward blind date.
I had a really good time tonight.
It even works on pets.
After we had our first child here, we regretted it almost immediately.
We didn't know that she'd cry so much.
Talk about defective. But thanks to Nap Time, our little Samantha here hasn't made a noise in weeks. I keep her in a shoebox.
Call now and we'll send you your very own 24-ounce bottle of Nap Time solution for only 23 easy payments of $1.99. But wait, there's more! Act quickly and you'll also receive the all-new Dream Sack absolutely free. It's compact and portable for those on-the-go tantrums. Just cover it, tighten it, and forget about it. It's that simple.
We can't breathe good.
So if this looks familiar...
I feel pregnant.
Then don't wait! Order today and join the millions of Americans who just can't stop saying...
Thanks, Nap Time.
Thanks, Nap Time. Thanks, Nap Time.
Nap Time! When they just won't shut up. Nap Time is not legal in the following states.
Jesus Christ. Okay, oh boy. Okay, so we have two options for the next video. We have someone who claims Bill Gates' satanic ingredients will leave you scarred and shaken for life. Or we have this video where this person thinks witches are real and are going to hurt you on Halloween. So do you want Bill Gates vaccine conspiracy or satanic witches conspiracy? Tucker White 94, by the way, that list of states at the end of the video didn't include Alabama. I was wondering if it left one off as a joke or something. Let me see, we have witches, 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 Bill, 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 witches, Bill, both, Bill. Oh boy, I'm gonna go with witches, and I'll try and do both. We'll see how long it takes, but I'd like to do both. God, I wish I wasn't so congested today. I'm sorry, it's very gross. You're having to hear me get all snotty. Daddy Sume has a link. Here you go.
Bill Nye the Science.
Oh, nope. Can't play that. That's gonna get the video demonetized. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Because that song is copyright of the Disney Corporation. Early tests for Monsters, Inc. I'm pretty sure I've seen these.
Really? Because I wasn't even sure I should have put that one out.
Oh, you always do this. You ask me for my opinion and then you ignore it. Besides, it's just a tie.
Just a tie? Neckwear can make a very important first impression. Hey, you wouldn't understand.
Oh, I wouldn't understand. Just because I can't wear a tie, you think I would understand? Is that it?
No, not at all. Here. Is this a tie you wanted?
That's the one. That's the babe magnet.
It's kind of, big.
Proportions, Johnson. Proportions. It's attitude that makes the monster. Go.
Hello?
Hey Todd, it's your girl Stacy on my new Swatch phone.
Stacy, baby, what's shaking?
I've got some news.
Is this real from the 90s, or is this a parody of a 90s commercial? This almost feels too 90s to be an actual 90s commercial.
I'm pregnant!
Okay, it's fake.
Baby, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. On my new Swatch phone. I've got news too.
What's that?
I've got AIDS! Babe, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. The sound quality's great.
Jesus!
Swatch gives you more than the time of day.
Oh my god. Tucker White 94. Ho-ho! We hear you've been playing our stuff on stream, Hannah! We'll see your ass in court! Ho-ho! Okay. Alright. So once again, it's time for a call for an uprising, which is the name of this channel. They believe in a bunch of QAnon stuff, and they also believe that satanic witches are real. They believe that magic is real, because they're crazy. They believe that you can cast magical spells, like your Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Which you can't, in case you needed to know that. What do you call a swatch from Croatia? Is the joke that it's crotch because it starts with a C? I don't even know.
A call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Witches be fill in the blank. Witches galore, right? The indoctrination of the youth with witches. Somehow the human mind in this country has slipped past seeing how they're constantly promoting witchcraft, witches from Harry Potter, from Disney World.
Harry Potter isn't even like a current... I mean, I guess they're still doing the Fantastic Beasts movies, but like, get more recent references for witchcraft. Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Netflix. Boom. There's one. I'm sure there are other, like, heck, The Wizards of Waverly Place. I don't know, that's not even a recent one, but there are other kids' things with witches in them. Querulous Artisan with 10 bets. Hey, even I have proof all crystals can banish. You just have to throw them hard enough. All witches do is lie and eat hot chip.
Magic, right? You guys hear me talk about it all the time, and I'm not going to stop talking about it because it helps wake up young kids, young teens, even people who are...
Owl House? I'm assuming that's a thing with witches. I'm not familiar.
Adults who practice, or Christians who practice New Age type of witchcraft who don't even realize they're doing it with the stones and the, what do you call it, the signs, you know, people who are like, I'm a Scorpion, you know, that kind of crap. Astrology, I guess is the term.
Astrology also isn't real. It's a thing people believe, but it's not real. It poses no danger to you outside of the fact that you're believing a fake thing. And there is some danger in that, and the magical thinking involved can lead you to other false things. But astrology in and of itself is not wicked or sinful or dangerous. It's just a false thing people believe. It's just not real.
That they use, an ass, I say, very non-vaguely. But here's the newest film that is out called Witches, right? And this is a remake, because of course they have to remake Witches. Nobody even cared or watched the first one.
I liked the movie The Witches as a kid. It's based on a Roald Dahl. I always feel like I'm pronouncing his name wrong. Same guy who wrote Matilda and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a bunch of other kids' books. I think he wrote BFG, Big Friendly Giant, not Doom BFG. But yeah, he wrote a bunch of children's books. One of the movie adaptations was The Witches. It was done in like the 80s, I think. It's pretty... It had very creepy moments. It's one of those 80s kids movies that's like very light, but then occasionally there'll be some like really dark, scary stuff that happens. I enjoyed it as a kid. People know about it. 74 Quinn 74. After going from Christian to atheist, I eventually became Wiccan and did witchcraft. I don't believe in it anymore, but it was at least fun and 100% positive. And you harm no one, do what you will. Yeah, sure. I still think that there is inherent danger to participating in magical thinking. And what I mean by that is like the belief that there is magic and that some things just happen and operate by magic, and sort of huge leaps in logic that are necessary to believe in magic, but the act itself isn't harmful, really, because it's ineffectual. Magic isn't real. You're not doing anything. Like, you can literally cast, like, a death spell on someone, but as long as you're not actually doing anything to them, you're not harming them. You're doing nothing.
But they want to remake it again and throw in Anne Hathaway, who, of course, reveals herself in the movie. It's the real look of Anne Hathaway right here, folks. Wouldn't be a surprise. Would anyone be shocked if she took off the wig and this is what we had?
Yeah, I would be very shocked, actually. Thank you for asking.
Cue ball? Probably not. But what's interesting to point out, I want to show you this.
Wouldn't that be convenient if Anne Hathaway in real life looked exactly like the character from the book that she's playing? Because in the book, it's explained that witches are bald, and they have, like, sweaty scalp itch because of the bad wigs that they wear, and it leads to, like, gross scabbing and stuff, and it's part of, like, what makes the witches look gross. So it'd be very convenient if that was a real witch lore thing, and it wasn't just something that Roald Dahl made up. like if the witches is real, then there's a chocolate factory somewhere, and we need to go, like, get SEALs Team 6 to try and save Augustus Gloop, okay? Like, Roald Dahl was a fiction author for children. The things he wrote aren't real.
The rise of witchcraft is the constant reference to witches hating children, to witches wanting to exterminate children. And this goes back, if you read about why witches were burned at the stake and everything else, it was because they were abducting animals and children.
No! No. They were accused of doing some of these things, but there's no evidence that actually happened because, as it turns out, witches aren't real. Witches aren't real. The idea of, like, witches existing and tormenting children is something that comes from, like, folklore and myth. It's not real because witches aren't real.
And now it's all folklore because they say, well, crazy Christians were making that stuff up.
Yes! Yes, that's because that's an accurate assessment of what happened.
Yet in the movies and yet everywhere else, we constantly still hear about this type of storyline, so to speak, because this is what real witches and Satanists do. This is what Halloween and these other...
Daddy Sume with 10 bits, yeah, the old widow who lives in the woods is not a witch. She's just a lonely old lady whose husband died. Yeah. Let me tell you guys, you know how I know there's no such thing as magic and that witches aren't real? I'll tell you exactly how I know this. Because if they were, I would be one. I would be a witch. Absolutely 100%. I would have no qualms about it. But I'm not, so you know it's not real. Querulous Artisan, the witch trials happened because of money. I mean, I think there's a lot of factors that led into the various witch trials that happened all over Europe and eventually, very late in the game, in the United States and Salem.
You know, the solstices and the equinoxes are about for them. But listen and watch closely. There's a few clips here from the trailer for Witches. I can't play the whole thing for...
Let me see. Does he get copyright for... No, okay, cool.
Copyright reasons, but you'll get the gist of it.
Witches. They're real.
Let's just say, if witchcraft was real, I would be a witch, and my channel on YouTube would have more than the subscribers that it currently has. That would be my deal with Satan. Hey, Satan, just between you and me, can we get a cool 1,000,000 subs? You know? Can we get that done? And then I'll sell my soul or whatever? Get that sweet, sweet YouTube gold plaque.
Yeah.
Is this a remake of the 90s movie? Yes, it's a remake of the movie from whenever it came out. I guess I'm actually not sure. Real Jeff Holiday. Oh, hey, Jeff. Thank you for following. Welcome.
And they hate children.
What do you do if they are mice running all around and they're so dead?
Call the exterminator.
You see, girls? He would exterminate those brats.
So it's so funny, right? To exterminate the brats instead of the rat. I mean, whoever wants to sit through this, I feel bad for you. I mean, I'd rather poke my eyeball with a razor blade, but...
It's just a movie! It's just a movie! Witches aren't real. Witches aren't real. It's a fiction book. Roald Dahl wrote it. He's like, we know about Roald Dahl. He's like a World War II veteran. He wrote books about how children suck. Willy Wonka basically murdered a bunch of children. Okay? But that didn't really happen either. This isn't it's not a documentary. Ah!
Interesting to note that Anne Hathaway is wearing her black and white Masonic colors, right? Because that's just a coincidence.
Hey, Jeff, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We're doing Tinfoil Tuesday, where we look at ridiculous conspiracy theories, both articles and channels on YouTube, and talk about how stupid they are. Everyone, make sure you go and follow Jeff Holiday here on Twitch. He oh boy. You know how sometimes we cover Jillian of Jilly Juice fame here on Tinfoil Tuesday? Because she goes on some pretty crazy conspiratorial rants now and again. And by now and again, I mean almost daily. Jeff basically did the magnum opus of Jilly Juice stuff. And I A Song of Salt and Poo on YouTube, and also Jeff looks at some pretty interesting people here on Twitch too. So definitely, if you haven't already, go and follow Jeff, okay? Does one of the mods want a link to Jeff Holiday's channel? That'd be great.
Coincidence too, right? Where do we see? Oh, right, the Freemasons with the black and white. Well, it's not just the Masons. How about the Eastern Star, the female version of Freemasons, which I've exposed time and time again on this channel, which for some reason I've had multiple videos taken down on it because they claim it's controversial. I have no idea why.
They're probably taking it down because you're making slanderous lies about individuals and organizations on the reg, which isn't usually a good thing to do as a creator on YouTube, but doing things for 8 years. Generally not a good idea to slander someone.
That's right, capitalistic.
Not a good strategy. Thank you, Caffeine Tweaker, for following.
But you know, they use the upside-down pentagram, Baphomet pentagram, as their logo.
Thank you, Baha. Baha just posted a link to Jeff's channel, Real Jeff Holiday. Go give him a follow.
They're witches, that's why. It's another recruiting ground for witches, just like Masonry indoctrinates the Freemasons as they, grow through Freemasonry and the degrees into Satanism, into different sections or different secret societies as they grow inside of Freemasonry. So you saw the black and white, obviously you saw the snake and the serpent. And if you look up the plot of this, I mean, that's the plot of the whole thing. And it's almost like, how many of these movies with witches have the same plot? Hocus Pocus, remember that? Disney was so kind to give us Hocus Pocus, and people are like, oh, I love Hocus Pocus.
First of all, Hocus Pocus is an amazing movie. If you don't like Hocus Pocus, get out of my face. Second of all, Hocus Pocus came out like 20-something years ago. When did Hocus Pocus come out? Hocus Pocus came out in 1993. Hocus Pocus came out 27 years ago. Jesus, that can't be right. Hocus Pocus came out 27 years ago? Jesus Christ. Okay. Hocus Pocus came out 27 years ago. So you're basically saying, why is Disney making these movies about witches all the time? 27 years apart? That's a year longer than Pennywise the Clown slumbers between his bouts of murdering children in Derry, Maine. Like, what? That is not very common. Dr. Gamble, I cast a spell on you. Is that the words? No, it's I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. That's a great sequence from that movie.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. What the F? No, it is not that old. Hocus Pocus is not that old. It is. It was a year before I was born. So, yeah, 27.
The plot of Hocus Pocus is the witches come back and they're going to kill kids. So if they don't before like midnight, they turn into dust. But, oh, forget that aspect. I mean, they're pretty much making society already despise kids. Anytime I go and do a debate or I argue and go after Satanists,
Dr. Gamble, book.
I ask them about...
Oh, did I miss some bits? I'm sorry. Let me go back. 74, Quinn, 74, where were your bits? Why can't I find them? Let me go into my thing. Are you sure I missed some? I don't see them. I read your thing about doing the witchcraft, or yeah, I read that. Was there another one? I didn't think I saw it.
Children, they have the same thing. They're like, oh, they're little people. Like, they don't look at them as if they're human beings. It's pretty...
I think most people look at children as human beings, like they're developing human beings. I don't personally like being around kids. I'm never going to have kids. One of the side benefits of the hormones that I'm on during my transition is that they sterilized me, or at least they should. I haven't actually gotten a test, but it's supposed to, and I'm very happy about that. I don't want to be around kids, but that doesn't mean I don't think kids should be allowed to exist. Good for kids. I'm happy they're out there being happy, and I hope they develop into well-balanced adults with reasonability and happiness in their lives. I just don't want to be around them because I don't like them very much. It's just frustrating. I barely know how to interact with adult people. I don't need the extra constraint of oh, they're a kid. I don't need that in my life. Querulous Artisan with 10 bits gonna go find my cane and tell them kids to get off my lawn.
Disgusting. Pretty disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting and despicable, but these people aren't human. They're soulless.
Turf Warfare with 100 bits. What did y'all read to get you through that awkward period of living with your white-ass dad who looks like 50 years old and the only reason you're in his house is because he has money? Oh, God. Ugh. That's a good question. What books was I reading in, I know I read Twilight.
So the plot of this, an 8-year-old...
I left my parents' house, right away, though. Almost as soon as I turned 18. I got out of there, so...
Old boy is warned about witches, female demons with a boundless hatred for children who use various methods of destruction.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Wait, I don't hate children. Wait a second. I'm not sure what the context was. And then Daddy Sume with some sort of link. It's like when making Hocus Pocus, they told Bette Midler, this is camp, just do whatever you want. They told Sarah Jessica Parker that she could either drop acid or do a line of coke before every take, but she had to do one. They told Kathy Najimy, I'm not sure how her name is pronounced, that her character is just an evil golden retriever, and then they told all the actors playing the kids that this was a very serious horror movie, and if they didn't take all of this seriously, they'd be in trouble. Accurate. And then was there something else I missed? I thought I heard a noise. Oh, DMNK154. Thank you for following.
Destroying or transforming them. Oh my! Witches who want to destroy children, but...
Yeah, that's a common trope in folklore. That's why it appears in stories a lot.
We're supposed to believe that, again, witches are pagans. Halloween's about trick-or-treating.
In the witches, I'm not sure if witches are pagans. I'm actually not sure the origin. It's been a long time. I haven't read the book The Witches, although I did actually read it as a kid. I read both Willy Wonka books, and I read The Witches. I'm not sure if I don't think I read Matilda or anything, although I did like the movie a lot as a kid. So I've read the Roald Dahl, books, at least some of them. I don't remember if there's an origin for the witches and if they explain, why they have magic powers, but that's not really relevant to the story. It's just a story about a kid being confronted with, a cabal of witches who are at the hotel he's staying at for, a witch convention.
And it's all about, yay, let's...
Matilda is a witch, basically. True. Whisper4356, thank you for following, and then MMO Addicted with 10 bits. I am the definition of schadenfreude. I am laughing my ass off because the European Games Commission is considering taking away the hosting of it from Krakow, Polish city, over concerns for the safety of LGBTQ athletes, as Krakow is in a self-proclaimed LGBTQ free zone. I want to be deceased. Krakow's a good city name, though. Krakow! Krakow!
get candy and dress up like,
Matilda was psychic? Yeah, Matilda's psychic. She basically, let's be real though, Matilda's hanging around Salem in a specific time period. She's getting burned at the stake, okay? Her and Miss Honey.
you know, the Joker and other stuff. How about this? For if you feel this stuff is just, you know, oh well, it's a stretch because it's a movie about witches. This is the stuff I get from people who refuse to believe that any of this is going on. Cosmopolitan is probably, and no, not the drink. Cosmopolitan magazine is probably one of the most popular female magazines out there. Like, women read this all the time, and you know.
Out of women's magazines, sure, Cosmo is probably quite popular, though I don't know the exact statistics. But the idea that this guy has in his head of like 90% of women hanging around their houses and reading Cosmo is kind of hilarious. Like, you know the internet's a thing, right? People don't read magazines very much. Print media is kind of dying right now, so maybe adjust your gender stereotypes appropriately. Antipodian Squid, Matilda isn't a witch or a psychic. She got her powers because of being understimulated. They keep her powers in the movie for a happier ending. But in the book, once she is adopted by Miss Honey and being properly challenged mentally, she lost them. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. You don't want to lose the powers. Winch Chanter with 10 bits. Danny DeVito helped the actress who was playing Matilda by going with her to visit her dying mother and obtaining an advanced copy of the movie so she could watch it before she died. Oh, that's nice. Sad, though. Danny DeVito directed Matilda, for those of you who don't know. Very strange choices in that movie. I like Matilda a lot, but it was very weird for Danny DeVito to cast himself both as the abusive father and as the caring narrator. And he doesn't change his voice, really. He's a kinder sounding voice, but it's still just Danny DeVito. So he's like the kind narrator that's on Matilda's side, but also, he's the abusive, angry father. Strange choice. Good movie, though.
Subscribe to it. It's like Vogue almost. They have an article out, and I've covered them before because they've had articles promoting teens and witchcraft and how, you know, making it cool and witchcraft products that they were selling. They have one here, how to celebrate Samhain. Sorry if I say Sam Hain and people go, it's Samhain. I heard it in Halloween 2, if anyone has ever seen it, and Loomis says Sam Hain, so that's what I thought it was. I mean, it's spelt the same way, but anyway.
It's good when you get most of the information about the satanic cults that you think exist from John Carpenter films.
How to celebrate Samhain, a.k.a. the...
Isn't it Samhain? I thought it was Samhain.
Witch's New Year. Oh, you want to see something right in your face here? Listen to this. Listen how they dust it off. So you probably celebrate Halloween by dressing up in a costume or binge watching scary movies. But you know the holiday's origins? The roots of Halloween can be traced back to Samhain, an annual celebration that originated with the ancient Celts.
Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. This is starting to sound like empowered women equals witchcraft, which is kind of the origin of witchcraft in and of itself, as far as like European public or European popular culture is concerned. Oh, there's an old widow living out in the woods providing herbs to people. She must be a witch. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Fun fact, Krakow is named after a legendary king, Krak, whose name is either named after the crowing of ravens or bushes or an oak tree. That's quite a... Either the crowing of ravens or, you know, an oak tree. Jousters and Samhain, all mean Samhain. Okay. All right.
The Celtic, or Celts, whatever they want to call it. The Celts celebrated 8 Sabbats throughout the year. Festivals that marked a turning point in nature's annual cycle. Kind of like cheering in each new season, right? Get ready for it. Samhain was held October 31st until November 1st, and it represented the start of winter, the end of the harvest period, and the end of the new year. Of course, that wasn't all. There may have been some pretty dark and disturbing traditions going on related to fire and sacrifice. As you know, if you've seen The Wicker Man, on a slightly less terrifying note, because of course, they deflect right off of it. And The Wicker Man isn't even a tip of the iceberg. If you've seen The Wicker Man.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
You guys seen The Wicker Man? Nicolas Cage in a bear costume.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Yeah. Like Christianity. Yeah. Turf Warfare with 100 bits. Dear God, how do these flat earth effers react to other forms of spirituality? Like, what would Call for an Uprising do if you take him to an indigenous religious ritual? He'd lose his mind. Christianity is fine, but it's not the only practice. Yeah, basically. It's a pretty typical, like, religious move to be like, hey, my religion is spiritual and fine, but your religion is, like, evil and dark and demonic, you know, or whatever the relative cultural association would be with evil. MMO Addicted, it's old, Hannah. Not all countries were founded by European invaders in the second millennium. And then Dr. Gamble, don't forget the bees. And then Towing24, the bees, not the bees. Yes, I'm aware of the bees.
I mean, there's dozens of movies that really show you, and I've covered them on this channel, what these people are about and what they do. They are soulless. But they say as Christianity's influence grew, Samhain's traditions were incorporated into All Saints' Day on November 1st. The day before it became known as All Hallows' Eve or Halloween. Some speculate that trick-or-treating began as a Samhain tradition in which children said prayers for the dead in exchange for food and money. October 31st and November 1st are days during which people have for centuries honored their dead, told fortunes, planned for the year, and celebrated what they achieved in the previous year. So that's what they want you to think that it is, because that's what they tell you that it is. But for any...
Do you have any evidence that it's not that? Because there's tons of historical backing to back up what they are saying about Halloween and its origins. Like, you can't just say, well, that's what they want you to think, without providing evidence that what they're saying is untrue, provided, of course, that they have already met their burden of proof, which they have. There's tons of historical backing in terms of the origins of Halloween. Jake and I have looked into it previously. We've done some Halloween movies on Hannah and Jake, where we do sort of like reviews of religious movies, and one of the ones we did, I think, was Hell House, and there were some other ones that basically demonized Halloween, and of course there are chick tracts that do the same. So we've looked into the history of Halloween, and all of this is, like, true, insofar as, you know, any historical knowledge is probably going to be a little off, but, like, no, based on the evidence, this is basically where Halloween comes from. It's interesting. And unless you have evidence that shows that this is untrue somehow, then you need to get out of here with the conspiracy nonsense that history as we know it is all fake.
Anyone who's a real practicing witch or Satanist, it's exactly what I read in the beginning. They actually tell you it, but did you see how they deflect the wording? There may have been some pretty dark and disturbing traditions going on related to fire and sacrifice. Oh, okay, so they just stopped their traditions, and then they just said, all right, you know what? Instead of burning animals and children and all this stuff, let's just, anyone have any ideas? Anyone out there? Yes, Warlock number 2. How about we put chocolate, we give chocolate to people, they knock on door, and we put on costume. Oh, yeah.
No. Cultural traditions change over time, and also, oh boy. Do I want to get into St. Patrick and him driving?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Windchanter with 10 bits, a purely secular holiday not based on my invisible sky wizard. Cast spell of incantation, hocus pocus and stuff. Poof, Hannah is now a newt. Pay no attention to her on screen. She is now a newt because I'm a witch because my name says so. True, I am a newt.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Warlock number 2 is the real founder of Halloween, yeah. So, the cultural traditions of the Celts, as far as I understand, ended up being, oh boy, when the Catholic Church came and made contact, they were pretty stamped out, let's say. It was not a I don't think it was a collective decision made by the Celts that they were like, hey guys, you know, maybe we should stop doing this stuff. I think it was more the Catholic Church came in and was like, you're Satan because you believe different things than us. So your interpretation of events is very, very ignorant.
I mean, that's not far-fetched, going from the traditions we're doing involving fire and human sacrifice. Now, it's a front for what Halloween's about, and it's also an indoctrination because so many people love Halloween.
It's pronounced Celts. I don't think that's true.
They love it. You know how many people comment on my videos and they're like, it's so fun, stop being a Grinch. I'm a Christian, I still celebrate. Look, I'm not telling you.
The Celts were already being stamped out by ancient Roman influence before the Catholic Church basically sealed the deal. Gotcha.
How to live your life or what to do. That's between you and God if you're a saved Christian. Okay? I'm just telling you what really goes on Halloween.
No, you're not. You're not, because you have no evidence that what you're saying is true. You're just repeating satanic panic lines from the 1980s like they're true, when they're not. And it's been shown time and time again that all that satanic panic nonsense was just that. It was paranoid nonsense. And a lot of that these days is folded into what is basically QAnon. So, please stop promoting ridiculous conspiracies about Halloween, which is funny too, because this year Halloween isn't even gonna happen. I mean, the holiday will happen, but like trick-or-treating and a lot of Halloween parties, they're not gonna happen because of COVID, and it sucks, but like, guys, Halloween is just a fun holiday for kids. It's not this evil thing. If you have evidence to the contrary, please present it. MLG 1977, thanks for the 100 bits.
Now I'm telling you, you better, when you walk around in October and you see during this time period from the 13th to the 31st, you see missing dog signs and missing cat signs. What do you think? Suddenly the dog was just like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to peace out at this period of time. Or the cat, when you're feeding them and giving them love every day. They just don't report animal abductions anymore.
Yes, people do. If they think their dog or cat has actually been abducted, they do. But that doesn't happen super often. I'm sure people have pets stolen occasionally. Like, I know I've read stories of people having their pets stolen because someone wanted the pet, or there might be some dumb teenage LARPers who thinks it's cool to, like, steal someone's black cat and do something to it on Halloween, which is disgusting. But again, there are not, like, real... I cannot reiterate enough that magic is not real, and that, like, there is not this secret Satanist cabal that is doing blood magic on Halloween. Like, even if there are people like that, they're just crazy delusional people, right? They're not actually doing magic, and I very much doubt they're actually actively harming animals in the process of their dumb delusion. Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. One of the biggest issues is people harming black cats because of BS Christian superstitions. Yeah, I've heard that. I've also heard certain adoption places won't adopt out black cats during October because some people are going to do stupid shit with them.
Report animals missing is during hurricanes because they want everyone to get their animal microchipped. And let's not even get into the...
Okay, if you're worried about your cat being stolen by a satanic cabal, you should probably get them microchipped then, because then you can track them.
Children stuff, because they won't recover it anymore. This is so common in the 80s and the early 90s that children were going missing on Halloween.
Untrue. That's a myth. That's a myth that even a call for an uprising the guy making this video recognizes, but his excuse is, oh, they changed the record. They changed the record. There were kids disappearing on Halloween every single year, and it happened, and it was an epidemic, but all the records of it got changed, so there's no evidence that it ever happened. It didn't happen.
What do you think? Their parents let them go loose, and they were just like, let's run away from home and live in the woods, because we know how to start fire from scratch, and...
No, what you're talking about just didn't happen. You're just lying.
We could find food out here instead of my mom and dad making me food every day and giving me a roof over my head and a bed and a shower and a toilet with toilet paper. No, I'd rather, let's run away into the woods. Huh? No, they go missing.
Complete straw man, by the way. As if kids disappear and it's not Satanists, the only other option is that the kid wanted to go and live in the woods and be self-sustaining. As if there's no other options. Like, I don't know, a family member kidnapping them, which most kidnappings are done by family or friends of the family. Or, like, even in the small case of, like, you know, creep in a van, picking kids up, which does happen, but quite occasionally. I don't know. It's not, the options are not Satanist cult performing real magic or kid decides to go live in the woods. If a kid goes missing, there are a lot of things other than these two options that are much more likely.
There's never a report of what happened to them. They end up on a milk carton, which is just not irony because of, if you've watched the videos I've done on milk and milk baths and the rituals involved in it, the Satanic temple even dumping milk, undoing milk rituals in front of the abortion clinic. I mean, this stuff is all happening. And look at the year 2020 and how normalized this has become. There are more people who are interested in practicing witchcraft and Satanism than there are in believing in Christ. And that's because...
Oh my God, dude. 65% of American adults are Christian. You're the majority. There aren't that many Satanists. And those who are Satanists typically aren't ones who actually believe in Satan. It's like a symbolic thing for them. Like, there's an entire group of Satanists who are just atheists who use the term to A, be edgy, and B, make points legally. Like, if they try and put 10 commandments on the court property, they'll put, like, a Baphomet statue up to be like, see what happens when you try and push your religion on other people. But, like, there are very few legit Satanists who not only are Satanists and call themselves that, but legitimately believe not only that Satan is real, but that Satan empowers them to do dark magic. And even if they do believe this, these very few people, guess what? They're wrong. Satan doesn't exist. No one's doing magic.
On the stereotype, right? What's the stereotype for Christians? Cookie cutter, sweater, you know, bring your cupcakes to the church drive. Oh, Christians ask for money. All this kind of stuff that people, you know, because you have the televangelists who are out there, you know, saying, plant your money or send the money. And, you know, Joel Osteen preaching for people to be prosperous, right? So that's the minds. People see that and they stereotype it because all the TV shows show it. And what do they show the witches and the Satanists as? Cool, right? The rock and rollers who worship Satan. Oh, they make them look so cool, right?
When? What? When have there been things that are like, ooh, look at this badass Satanist? If you're talking about witches in general, then, like, if we're talking about, like, Harry Potter or something, the witches and wizarding world in Harry Potter is cool because it's like a children's book fantasy that's supposed to be like a power fantasy. Like, ooh, what if you could go to wizard school and make a bunch of friends and have boarding school adventures with all your wizard friends? Because people like the idea of having magic powers. That's not satanic. That's not evil. MMO addicted. Fun fact, Poland has a deal with the Vatican giving preference to Christians in a variety of things, including such things as allowing the local government to sell the church land at up to 99% discount, making it one of the biggest landowners and owners of a lot of skyscrapers and hotels. Gross.
Right? Well, the TV shows have the Christians in the sweaters. They look like dorks. And then they have the witches, right? They're all the good guys in the movies are the witches, like Sabrina, the teenage witch. Oh,
Not really, though, because the movie that you were talking about, The Witches, that's coming out, it's a remake of a movie based on a Roald Dahl book. The witches are the bad guys in that. They're the antagonists. The protagonist, the kid, is fighting against the witches, and by the end of it, he triumphs and defeats the witches, who turn him into a mouse. That's like a thing in the movie and the book. He and another guy get turned into mice by the witches, and then through a series of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, we're tiny in this big hotel hijinks, they end up defeating the witches and being reverted back to humans.
The good guy.
Spoilers for like a 50-year-old book.
Lucifer, the TV show. Oh, Lucifer's the good guy.
Yeah, but that's, oh boy. I guess I haven't really seen Lucifer, but Lucifer is a character in the DC comics too. Lucifer, DC Comics. Lucifer is a character in the DC Comics. And he's like, yeah, let's look at his character biography, shall we? I'm not very familiar. You're gonna watch the new adaptation? I mean, you can still watch it. Did you think they were gonna murder the kids in the kids movie? Lucifer Samuel Morningstar is a fictional superhero character appearing primarily as a supporting character in the comic book series The Sandman and as the title character of a spin-off. Through various depictions of Lucifer, the biblical fallen angel and devil of Christianity have been presented by DC Comics in their run. This interpretation by Neil Gaiman debuted in The Sandman Volume 2 in 1989. Lucifer Morningstar is one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. The ongoing Lucifer spin-off series written by Mike Carey depicted his adventures on Earth, Heaven, and in various other realms of his family's creations and in uncreated voids after abandoning Hell in Sandman Volume 2. Fictional character biography.
There's nothing funny about
In the earlier related series Sandman, written by Neil Gaiman, Lucifer abandoned his lordship over Hell. While Lucifer had previously appeared in various stereotypical guises in earlier DC books, Gaiman's version was premised on an English poet and prose writer, John Milton's Paradise Lost. At Gaiman's request of the artist, Lucifer looks like David Bowie at the time. In Sandman Volume 2, Lucifer had ruled as Lord of Hell for 10 billion years after rebelling 3 seconds after creation. Over that time, he had manipulated the various demons of hell against each other, provided a place for dead mortals to be tormented, and led the war against heaven. However, at some point during his rule, he had become bored with his existence. He became tired of the various stereotypes and prejudices that mortals held of the devil, such as the idea that he purchased and traded for souls, which was largely untrue, and he forced mortals to commit evil acts. He had become tired of his reign over hell and felt it an unfair punishment that he should have to rule there forever simply because he once rebelled. In Sandman Volume 2 story, Season of Mists, Lucifer expels all the demons and damned souls from hell before closing hell's gates and handing over the key of hell to the Dream of the Endless. The title, you get it. So he's Satan. He's not Satan. I think Satan is a separate entity in DC. But he's Lucifer. He's the fallen angel. The point of the DC comic book series is, let's look at the story from his point of view. It's not like trying to push a message that, like, Satan is good necessarily. It's just a story about a fictional character, like any fictional character. Satan isn't real, so it doesn't really matter how you view him as a fictional character. He's not a real thing. MMO Addicted with 10 bits. Same deal makes it so Poland funds Christian religious studies and technically optional is practically compulsory for kids from the ages of 6 to 16. Sex ed is done in presence and input from the priest. Oh, that's disgusting. New Monster, can you tell my fiance happy birthday? What is your fiance's name? Like, not dox them, but, you know, just enough so I can tell them happy birthday.
Everything's inverted, and that's why people are led away from Christianity. And one of the biggest problems
Happy birthday, Thomas. Happy birthday, Thomas.
have to say, look, I'm not perfect, and I never said I was, and I'm far from it. I got a bad mouth. My temper's not as bad as it used to be, believe it or not, probably because my health isn't as good as it used to be. But people look at me and they go, that's not the tongue of a Christian, right? And I say, well, what is the tongue of a Christian? Because what? Because you see these nice preachers who speak softly on TV and you can't handle somebody who speaks loudly? And I'm not a minister. I am not a pastor. This is not a ministry. This is a YouTube channel that exposes darkness. I'm just a Christian guy. But people look and they go,
but you're not exposing darkness. You're making unfounded claims based on zero evidence. You're just making a fool of yourself.
Oh, look at Carl. Carl's talking to Satanists and he's telling them off, you know?
Yes, look at the great evil in this image. These kids having fun on Halloween. The evil! MMO Addicted. Oh, wait, I mixed up fun facts and reasons I wanna KMS. Oopsie. Oh, excuse me. Maybe because when I hear the word curse,
In the Bible, I'm thinking of curses and actual spells because that's what it's referring to in my belief. I didn't see anywhere it says the F word or something like that is the curse word. Now, I don't use those words on my channel because there are teens listening and their parents might want to raise them a certain way. And no, I don't walk through my life cursing and spewing out of my mouth. But there's also people out there who are like, oh, somebody cursed in a video, as if they've never cursed before, or used a word, F word before, or something like that. Anyway, I'm going off on a rant. But the point is, there is a rise in witchcraft, and there is a complete falling away in Christianity.
No. In order for there to be a rise in something, it has to be real. There is no such thing as witchcraft. There might be people who believe they can practice witchcraft, or they're like Wiccan, and that's fine. I don't care. People can believe what they want to believe. I can't stop them. I don't care. But magic isn't real. It poses no danger, again, outside of how magical thinking in general can lead you down some pretty bad paths, like QAnon. You want to see real evil? Look at this, says Xandris. Oh, God. Oh, God. I like bacon cheeseburgers, and even I am pretty grossed out by this. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, that's too much meat. That is so much meat. Do not want.
And you see more Christians attack Christians and question, ooh, is he a real Christian? Ooh, does he believe in the same doctrine as me? Oh, does he believe in the rabbi? Oh, does he believe that hell's eternal? The Satanists and the witches aren't doing that to each other.
MMO addicted God. This is proof there is no God.
They're going after the Christians and working together. But the Christians just continue to go after each other. And then we allow the media and we allow people out there, or we end up seeing more and more people who become ministers copying what they see on TV. So they think that, okay, to be a minister, I have to dress this way, right? I got to wear a suit and tie, and I've got to be standing in front of the, on the altar or whatever, in front of it. And I've got to speak nicely and calmly and preach about love, right? That's the thing. It's like you gotta preach about love. I don't ever hear calls speak about love.
Am I a vegan vegetarian? I'm not. Baha is, so I do eat vegan food when she's around. But no, I'm not.
Jesus was all about love. Yeah, well, there's also a big deception going on with love.
I'm unfortunately a huge cheese slut, so even if I went vegetarian, I would have a very difficult time not eating cheese. But I don't know. I don't necessarily have plans to do that in the near future.
Love right now, because the Antichrist is the one who's going to come and bring peace and love to the world. Right? They're like, well, Jesus says love's your enemies. Yeah, I understand that. I get that. But to what point?
Cheese sluts unite. Solidarity.
Somebody's doing something to a kid. Am I supposed to go up to him, tap him on the back, and be like, you know what? I forgive you. I love you. Or am I supposed to knock him out? Because guess what? The latter is what's going to happen.
Is there no in-between between telling someone you love them and literally assaulting them? Hannah mentioned cheese. We got that earlier, I think. Did we? Well, if not, then that counts, yes.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Furia Furna says, I feel your pain, Hannah. Cheese is pretty much the only reason I'm not vegan. I mean, cheese is amazing. Cheese is amazing. It's so good.
So, witches, Satanism, the occult continues to be promoted. Obviously, this is the period now where all these movies are on TV, the horror movies. I put a documentary up on my website about, which stuff you won't see aired anymore, about the time period, about, the movies and all that stuff, and the indoctrination of Halloween and trick-or-treating and all that. And a lot of people just think it's like this huge joke, and it's not. It's not. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I'm telling you this is what Halloween...
I'm not telling you how to live your life, but if you enjoy any media that involves witches, you're working with Satan. Querulous Artisan with 10 bits. God is real. It's a wheel of Parmesan cheese is pretty fantastic.
This isn't about, getting candy and, suddenly because, you just want to dress up like your favorite movie.
Cheese cleanse. I'll have you know, that's actually an embarrassing story. I'm not going to tell it.
Character or whoever, that, you're not partaking in a festival or a ritual in a sense. Because, frankly, you are. And look, I trick-or-treated like once or twice when I was a kid. I didn't have a clue about this stuff. So I'm glad I know now, and I'm glad I hope I can help other people. And I'm sorry if it's something you love and now you're like, now that's ruined. But guess what? You're not supposed to love the things of this world, and that's a tradition of this world. It's not a biblical tradition. It's not something that Jesus Christ told us to go do. Satanism, folks, witchcraft. These people, they are everywhere, and they are going to indoctrinate your children over and over and over as much as they possibly can, unless we put a stop to it. As far as I'm concerned, I'll tell every witch out there where they can stick their broom. There are plenty of holes to stick them in, but there's one in particular that it belongs in. I think you know what I mean. I thank you for listening to today's show. Be aware, stay strong in your faith, and God bless all of you and your families.
Witches aren't real. Stop being hysterical. This guy's out there, so I don't have a lot to say about this other than, yeah, witches aren't real. Stop worrying so much. MMO addicted. I mean, I'd love a cute Satanist to stick their broom up my bum. Oh, God. Says MMO addicted. Jesus Christ. Did I bathe in Jesus? No, the story I was going to tell was one time I literally just ate so much Parmesan cheese. This was years ago. But one time I literally just got like a spoon and was eating Parmesan cheese. Grated Parmesan cheese, and I ate so much I got sick. Don't do that. Don't just eat straight Parmesan cheese. It's not good for you. It's a very dry cheese. Cheese OD. I did. I OD'd on cheese. I messed up. Why? Because cheese is delicious, okay? Querulous Artisan, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. See, this is what I'm saying, okay? Other people get me. MMO addicted Ben mainlining that Italian snow, Hannah. Wing the ultimate nug. As a kid, I used to melt blocks of cheese in the microwave and eat them with chopsticks. I do lack self-control. This is true. In fairness to me, Parmesan cheese is absolutely delicious. So.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
David Hasselhoff has the floor sandwich. Hannah has the Parmesan spoon. Oh, God. Oh, you don't want to know the depths of my, what's the word I'm thinking of? You don't want to know the depths of my depravity in my really down periods in the past. Hoo boy. In terms of food, I'm talking about. The surfs are streaming. I don't know if Lance is close to the end of the stream or what, but let's see. Do we need a Parmesan cheese emote? I don't know. We're pretty close to being done with the number of emote slots. I don't want to use it on another cheese thing. Raid Bernie? Why? Bernie Sanders has enough viewers. He doesn't need help.
It's really, really indecent of me to do so in the face of what is going on in the U.S. right now.
Yeah, sure. We'll raid this.
The rise of fascism in the United States. That like, it is so horrifyingly juxtaposed.
All right, so I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Hope you had fun with Tinfoil Tuesday. We'll be back tomorrow for something else. I'm not sure what. If you came from the Jeff Holiday raid, thank you for coming to the stream. If you liked what you saw, give me a follow. I do things almost every day of the week. I do Chud Watch, where I look at right-wing weirdos on YouTube, and we talk about that. We do Tinfoil Tuesday every week. We do streams where I look at sovereign citizens. We look at public domain stuff on Public Domania. We do all sorts of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So have a good night, everyone. Chat is valid as always.
To speak to, but I still don't, because I remember how shitty things were under Harper and how terrified I was, how absolutely